Hello there. Welcome to another edition of me calling random games. Today's edition is the San Diego Padres as they face the Toronto Blue Jays in the final game of the series. Now, the Padres have yet to actually score a run this series, which is kind of crazy. I mean, with all that offense they have, but apparently this kind of extends a little bit farther back. As I was just doing a little bit of research prior to the game, and the Padres, and I'm sure Padres fans would know this, that they have only scored 3 runs since Friday, which Friday they put up one against the Mariners on Saturday, one against the Mariners on Sunday, and then, of course, these 2 games with the Blue Jays been shut out both times, and, of course, last night the Blue Jays just pummeled the Padres 14-0. And on the flip side of that, the Blue Jays, they're coming in here obviously with 2 games up on the Padres here in the series. So, they win the series regardless. They did lose a series to the Tigers, but really everyone has as of late. Blue Jays have just been pretty much, 500, and that's pretty much what they've been, 24-24 on the year. So just a lot of stories here. Padres kind of trending down. The Padres just kind of staying afloat. As we can go ahead and shift over here to the standings before game time, before first pitch. You see the Padres again. They were cruising. Had they gone just about 500 last few games, or 2-3, 3-2, they would just be about a game back of the Dodgers. But unfortunately for them, their offense has just disappeared. They're kind of doing a very good Pittsburgh Pirates impersonation of them as of the last few games. And then, of course, we switch it over to the AL East, and it's just kind of underwhelming. Obviously, you have the Yankees at 29-19, really solid, 600 winning percentage, but the rest of them just kind of hanging in there. Of course, the Orioles, just a massive disappointment this year. Pitching is terrible, and their offense is not that great. So, Blue Jays are still in, of course, the wild card race. Obviously, it's way, way down the line, but yeah. So we're going to see how this game goes as the Padres looking for their first run of the series here in the final game of the series. As again, they lost 14-0 last night, and then were shut out in the first game as well. Leading off here for the Padres, not out there yet, but Tatis, Arias, Machado, Merrill, Sheets, Cronenworth, Diaz, Iglesias, and Lockridge. That's going to be the Padres lineup. For the Blue Jays, they're sending out Bowden Francis with the 5.63 ERA, 2-6 on the year. Not quite doing what he did last year, of course, worked a little bit in the bullpen. That's really what he's been doing prior to, I guess, last year. So this year, kind of a rough start for him, but whip of 1.4, yeah, just we'll see, though. Of course, the Padres trending down. I would say this is a good opportunity for him to get a bounce-back performance here. And, of course, the Blue Jays lineup. We'll go over that whenever the Blue Jays are at the plate. But in now is Fernando Tatis, batting .296, OPS of .907. As here is the first pitch. That's a swing and a miss. Strike 1 to get underway here in Toronto. First game I've done, I believe, for the Toronto Blue Jays. Excited to see how they'll go. Tatis with 12 home runs and 27 RBIs. Here's the 0-1. Checked his swing. That's going to be outside. Ball 1. And just a little disclaimer, I do apologize. Having internet issues. Have a guy coming out here tomorrow to see if we can just get that squared away. So if I do lag, I really apologize. Here's the 1-1. That's going to be inside. Ball 2. 2-1 count to the San Diego Padre, Fernando Tatis. Here is the 2-1. Swing and a miss. Strike 2. 2-2 count. Tatis, again, they haven't scored at all this series. I don't know if they're just allergic to Canada or not too sure. But again, they've been struggling as of late before that. Here's the 2-2. And that is going to be called strike 3. So Francis opens up the game with the backwards K. So Tatis will head to the bench. and that'll bring up Luis Arias. I was going to ask you the other day about your opinion on Vlad's contract. I mean, Blue Jays, I think, really need to lock down their star players. It was pretty expensive, but I mean, I have no problem with it. I like Vladimir Guerrero. He's really solid. Love to see him in Pittsburgh. Obviously, that ain't happening as that first pitch is down low, ball one. No, I have no problem with it, really. I mean, they needed to do it to lock up a young player with a lot of talent, as this one's going to be hit right to the second baseman, Clement. And very quickly, 2 down here for the Padres. What about you, Draven? What do you think? Think it was the right move? Too much? Too little? It's a lot of years. And that's going to bring up Manny Machado. He's batting .314 on the year. OPS of .836. 3 home runs and 20 RBI. So not, producing the power you'd expect. As he checked his swing, did not go. 1-0 count. 1-0 count here to Manny Machado, as that's going to be a breaking ball just below the zone. Ball 2. 2-0 count here to Machado. Francis delivers, and that's a swing and a miss. Strike 1. Machado swinging for the fences here. I think it was a little crazy, but not by a lot. I mean, fair enough. I mean, it was pretty long. The details do escape me at the moment. I will go ahead and just look that up real quick, as this one is going to be sent to shallow left center field. The center fielder is going to call him off and make the catch for out number 3. So 1, 2, 3, go the Padres, as the Blue Jays will come to the plate for their first time in a few moments. Again, if you like what you see, folks, hit that subscribe button. I do these games randomly. I used to do primarily Pittsburgh games, but I think I am dying now with how they've been looking like a AAA team. Did win a series against the Reds, though. Of course, didn't really need to put up a lot of runs. 14 years, $500 million. It's a lot, but, when it comes to baseball, obviously, you don't expect the player to perform all those 14 years. You're just paying him for, you hope to get 8 to 10 good, really solid years, and then the latter half, it is what it is. That's what I gather from baseball contracts. They usually just they pay the money, perform well for this decade, and then whatever's left over, it's like, okay, well, we got 10 years out of them, That's from what I understand with baseball contracts. A lot different than the NFL. Toronto due up here. Bichette, Guerrero, and Varsho. And then after that, it's going to be Berger, Clement, Luke's Shea, or Classe, my bad. Or Clace, could be I think it's Classe. Straw, and then Heineman, former Pirate. Look at that. Shout out. I'm assuming that's Tyler Heineman or Trevor Heineman. Tyler Heineman, yeah. I like Tyler Heineman. It's a decent catcher. Pitching for the Padres is going to be Steven Kolek. He's only made 3 starts, but he's looked well in all 3 of those. The 2.33 ERA, 2-1 record. All right, let's see what we got here. Sean, do you think Vlad Jr. will be? I don't think so. Vlad Jr. was, or Vladimir Guerrero Sr. was really good. Very pure hitter. I don't think so. Be cool to see, as here's the first pitch to Bo Bichette, and that's going to be outside ball 1. 1-0 count. You know what, kind of unfortunate. Just before I went live, I saw the notification. Here's the 1-0. That's going to be a ground ball to second. It's going to throw to first for out number 1. I saw the notification that official Jaguar is on. I'm like, no. I love him. He's fantastic, but he's definitely a lot more popular than I. Way more popular, not even close. So it is what it is, though. He kind of does what I do. Well, I do what he does, really. I mean, I'm kind of copying him and then some others, of course. calling the random games. And then, of course, football season coming up, as that one's going to be high ball one. He actually also doesn't do NBA games as well. It's weird. I guess we just have similar views on like how the games are and stuff like that. Here's the 1-0. That's going to be swung on and missed. Strike one. This is Vladimir Guerrero Jr. We just talked about him. He's batting .287, OPS of .822. Here is the 1-1. That's going to be chopped off his shin, but he looks to be fine. 1-2 count. Kolek, again, entering today with a 2.33 ERA. Here is the 1-2. That's going to be high for ball two. Vladimir now stepping back in. And I do apologize if you see a lag. It probably won't be on your end. It will be on at my end as internet issues are plaguing me. Here's the 2-2. That swung on and missed. He struck him out. So both pitchers looking really solid out of the gate so far, and that's going to bring up Varsho. Name's familiar, but again, I'll try to get the names first and last very soon memorized. Probably not. I don't know. I'll do my best. Varsho batting .217, OPS of .863. So a lot of power, as that's going to be right down the middle for strike one. Dalton Varsho, .217, 7 home runs, 17 RBIs. All this in 16 games. That's why, as that one is going to be chopped back. 7 home runs in 16 games. Pretty solid, I would say. Oh, 0-2 count already to Varsho. Here's the pitch. That's going to be hit foul yet again. 0-2 count to Varsho. That's going to be just low. Oh, he rung him up. Varsho can't believe it. He's still standing there. Now he just smiles. He's like, no way. Oh, my goodness. That one, I think they cut away really quickly on the game day, so I wasn't able to see where they placed it. But that was not a good call at all. So, anyway, it doesn't matter. 1-2-3 go the Blue Jays as we head to the top of the second. Your score 0-0. With the Steelers running a 3-4 mostly, I wonder how much playing time Yaya will get. Yeah, unfortunately, it doesn't really seem like they play like a. I mean, I don't know why Tomlin does this or doesn't, but he just. It's like he doesn't want to play a rookie, Like, even Keanu Benton, who is freaking awesome, like, barely played his rookie year. When he did play, it was great. But, I don't know. It's like they want to slowly, and especially if you're, like, a later round pick, you like Laddermilk, and remember DeMarvin Neal or Leal? I forgot what his actual last name was. But it's like I don't know. They just don't, for some reason, play the rookies, especially if they're, like, a mid to late round pick. Unless they're just amazing, I guess. But, I mean, it's going to be pretty hard for him to break through at least. I mean, he'll get a few snaps, obviously, if he reps in the game. But, I don't know. Be nice to see him. I think he has a lot of potential. Kind of like he has a Casey Hampton type build. That's what we've been missing for the past few years. Casey Hampton, underrated player. But if you like what you see, folks, hit that subscribe button. This is what I do. I call random baseball games. Today's game is the San Diego Padres and the Toronto Blue Jays. Normally I would be able to. I do most of the streams at night, but I do work tonight, so not able to have a stream tonight. So that's why I'm doing one currently in the middle of the day. As Jackson Merrill's going to come to the plate here, batting at .345, OPS of .928. Francis delivers, and that's going to be hit to center, and that's going to get down for a leadoff single here in the top of the second. So the Padres already looking to try to break out of this slump that they've had at the plate, trying to, copy the Pirates, I guess, with their offense. as we're going to cut to, I guess, the Padres. I'm watching the Padres broadcast at the moment. But anyway, whatever. So that's going to bring up Sheets, batting .275, OPS of .776. And Sheets sends this to right. At the warning track is the right fielder, and that one is gone. Oh, my goodness. A 2-run shot in the top of the second, and just like that, the Padres have scored more runs today than they have in their previous 5 games, as the Padres very quickly go up 2-0. They had scored 3 runs combined in the last 5 games, 1-1, 1-1-1, and then the last 2 they had been shut out by the Blue Jays. And just like that, it is 2-0. Gavin Sheets putting the Padres on the board, and that's going to bring up Jake Cronenworth, and that's going to be outside ball 1. Cronenworth batting .250 on the year, OPS of .840. Sheets pretty happy again. The Padres just not performing at the plate, as that's going to be in the dirt, ball 2. They're still high-fiving over there. They're very happy, I guess. Yeah, it's been rough. It's every day as a Pirate fan, sadly, as that one's going to be fouled back. Tried to hold up on the swing, but bat made contact. 2-1 count. 2-1 count here to Cronenworth. Francis was looking to possibly take advantage of the slumping Padres, but the Padres kind of jumped all over him here in the second. Of course, there's always a chance that he settles down. Here is the 2-1. That's going to be outside ball 3. 3-1 count to Cronenworth. He has 3 home runs and 10 RBIs on the year. Has played 23 games. Here's the 3-1. That's going to be outside ball 4. So Francis maybe a little bit rattled here as he walks Cronenworth. And that's going to bring up Diaz. He is batting .242. OPS of .682 to go along with that .242 batting average. We're having a little mound visit, actually, as Heineman's going to meet Francis at the mound. They're still talking about this home run. That is actually crazy. So bear with me here, mound visit. I know it's frustrating to hear nothing. So Heineman will retreat back behind the catcher. Again, Diaz is at the plate. He is the catcher for the Padres. Francis sets and delivers. That's going to be popped up, but I believe that is going out of play. Strike 1. Diaz batting .242, 3 home runs, 6 RBIs on the year. As mentioned earlier, .682 OPS. Francis sets and delivers. That's swung on and missed. Strike 2. 0-2 count here to Diaz. Runner on first. Padres already up 2-0. Very quickly. Francis looks over at Cronenworth and delivers. That swung on and missed. He struck him out. So down goes Diaz, as that's Francis's second strikeout of the game. And that's going to bring up Jose Iglesias, batting .240, OPS of .572. Iglesias with no home runs on the year, but 10 RBIs, as that's going to be taken for a called strike. Guys, this guy just said 16 to 17 NFL games equal 1 MLB game. I don't think that's accurate. I think that's more like 8 or 9 now. It used to be obviously 10 when we had the 16-game schedule. I'd say probably 9. As Iglesias fouls it back, 0-2. Yeah, I would probably say 9. Anyway, 0-2 count to Iglesias. Runner on first here at the top of the second. Sheets with the 2-run shot to get the scoring started, as that one's going to be chopped foul. 0-2 count. Runner on first. Francis, more of a slower working pitcher compared to Kolek. He's still standing there. He's been standing there for 10 seconds now. That one's going to be a ground ball to second. They're only going to get one as Iglesias is thrown out at first. But he does move Cronenworth into scoring position, as that's going to bring up Lockridge, who is batting .218, OPS of .562. Just under the glove of Francis, by the way. Francis could have turned 2 there, possibly. Yep, just got him by a quarter of a step. Runner on second with Lockridge at the plate. Here's the first pitch, as that's going to be in there for a called strike. The 2-run home run by Gavin Sheets ended a stretch of 46 straight innings since the Padres had scored 2 or more runs in an inning. That is wow. As that's a swung on and missed strike too. I don't know. I imagine the Pirates have they're crushing that. They're probably at 70 or 80 innings. I don't know. Been a while. Here is the 0-2. That's going to be a ground ball, but that's going to be pulled foul, as that'll become a souvenir after the bat boy gives it to probably a young woman or a child. Us men, it's tough. No free handouts for us. Even though we're the real passionate ones, we don't get it. It is what it is. Here is the 0-2. That's high for ball 1. 1-2 count. Padres have lost 5 in a row, looking to end that streak today. Francis sets, looks back at Cronenworth at second, and delivers. That's going to be outside for ball 2. Two and 2 count to Lockridge. Runner on second. Again, Sheets with the 2-run shot in the top of the second to open up the scoring here in Toronto. Here's the 2-2. Swung on and missed. He struck him out. So Francis gets 2 strikeouts there, but he allows 2 runs, as Sheets with the home run puts the Padres on top 2-0 as we head to the bottom of the second. Again, if you like what you see, hit that subscribe button. I do call random games. I promise you this is not a one-time thing. I've been doing this about 2 to 4 times a week. I try to do one every 2 days. That's the average. This is, I believe, my 25th or 26th game of the year. So you can look at the Toronto Blue Jays record, 24-24. Half of that I'm doing about average. So one every 2 games. So obviously with work and, family, I can't obviously be here 24/7 or anything like that. But yeah, if you like baseball, hit that subscribe button. And if you're a football fan, which I understand Toronto does not have the NFL, and I understand San Diego might be a little bit salty about what happened to the Chargers, and I'm fully with you, by the way. If you're a Padre fan, I still think of the San Diego Chargers as that they are the San Diego Chargers. So, Los Angeles, whatever. But if you are a fan of the NFL or college football, I suggest you hit that subscribe button, as I'll be doing those games come August, actually. I'll start with the preseason, then obviously week 0 with college football, and then we'll move on from there. And I do a little bit of UFL, still debating on tomorrow night's game. I might do baseball, I might do UFL, still torn on what I'm doing. And don't fret about me abandoning you baseball fans if you're strictly just baseball. September, I will still be doing regular season games Monday through Friday. Monday through Thursday, I should say, is Friday I cannot do any games unless there's like a 12 o'clock game and I'm not working. But I work that night, every night, pretty much Friday nights, as I call football games for the local high school. That'll be pretty fun. As the Blue Jays will send, I believe this is Is this Jake Berger? No, probably not Jake Berger. I know, it's Berger up, and that's going to be outside ball 1. Probably a different... Oh, Barger. Pardon me. Addison Barger. Batting .244, 2 home runs to RBIs. Yeah, I didn't think he was on the Blue Jays, so that one's going to be in there. A called strike. 1-1 count. Kolek sets. And delivers. That's going to be hit hard. That's going to get past the second baseman. So that's a leadoff single here in the bottom of the second. So kind of just like what happened with the Padres. Padres with the leadoff single, and then we're able to push across the run with the home run shortly after in the next batter. He's on the Rangers. Yeah. Thank you, Draven. Keeping me in check. I appreciate you. Here's the pitch to Clement, and this one's going to be a fly ball to right center field on the warning track, but Tatis is going to make the catch, so almost just like what happened. Would have been a home run to right field there. That was deep right field. Tatis makes the catch, gets there in time for out number 1. See, Sean has deleted his comment. I don't think it was that bad, but hey, it is what it is. That's going to bring up Luke's here. He's batting .266, OPS of .809. Kolek delivers. That's going to be inside ball 1. Batting .266, 4 home runs, 15 RBIs, OPS of .809. Kolek sets and delivers. That's going to be outside strike 1. Umpire kind of given the strike zone a little bit of leeway on the outside part of the play. That is interesting there. Here is the 1-1 from Kolek. That's going to be outside ball 2. Barger on first with 1 out. Here in the bottom of the second, Padres up 2-0. Just in case you weren't able to see, you got 2 scoreboards there, as that one is going to be in there for a called strike. 2-2 count. Two and two count, 1 out. Runner on first, Kolek delivers. That's inside ball 3. 3-2 count here to Luke's. What's up, Luis? How's it going? All things are good for this one. Here's the 3-2. That's going to be outside ball 4. So Kolek loses Luke's, as that's going to bring up, I believe that's Classe. I could be wrong. He's batting .160, OPS of .432. And Luis, yeah, as I mentioned earlier, I am having internet issues, so I do apologize if I start lagging or whatnot. Whatever happens here, I do apologize, but I will have somebody coming out here tomorrow and hopefully fix this once and for all, as I'm actually using a different internet source for this one. Here's the pitch. That's going to be in there for a called strike. And so far, it seems to be okay. Haven't noticed anything. Jonathan Classe, 160, no homers, 4 RBIs, OPS of .432. It has appeared in 8 games, so this is his 9th. Here's the 0-1. That's going to be hit to left, and that's going to get down. I believe that'll score. Oh, no. They held him up at third. That probably could have scored him. But he elected to hold him up at third. Maybe Barger is not a speedster, but I don't know. I would have assumed so. Assumed that they would have sent him home. So bases loaded here for the Blue Jays, as they're going to have a little mound visit, just a little team meeting here on the mound, see what they're going to do. And that's going to bring up Straw. He's batting .307. With an OPS of .733. . 2-2 And actually, the pitching coach is going to come out here and talk to the entire team to see what to do, what game plan they're going to do, what do they think Toronto's going to do here. And a recap for you, Luis, just pretty much a 2-run shot by Sheets to get us started in the top of the second. But the Blue Jays looking to cut into that lead, possibly tie it or take the lead. Astral's 307, 1 home run, 8 RBIs, OPS of 733. Kolak sets and delivers. That's going to be down low for ball 1. One-oh count. To Straw. Kolak sets and delivers. That's going to be chopped foul. I believe he hit himself there. The ball, of course, hitting the foot. It's never a fun feeling. 1-1 count, bases loaded, bottom of the second. Blue Jays with a chance to put some runs on the board here. The Padres with a chance, of course, to get the double play. Bases loaded. Force at any base. Here's the 1-1. That's a ground ball to short. There's 1 and 2. A double play. The Padres indeed get out of the jam as we head to the top of the third inning. Your score, Padres 2, Blue Jays 0. Again, if you like what you see, hit that subscribe button. I do a bunch of random games. Today's game is the Padres at the Toronto Blue Jays as they wrap up their 3-game series. Padres trying not to get swept. They did get swept the previous series, I believe. And they've been struggling to score as of late, but already with 2 runs here through 2, so that's always promising if you're a Padres fan. Toronto's been kind of back and forth around 500 the whole year, and this is what they are, 24-24. Again, if you also like football, if you're a football fan, which again, I understand Toronto, San Diego don't have NFL teams, and San Diego might hate the NFL, I don't know, after what the Chargers had done. But I do NFL games and college football as well, so if you're a fan of football, definitely hit that subscribe button. And, yep, that's pretty much it. Hopefully I don't get killed in today's ratings, but Doctor, my friend sent me a picture of someone in a Will Crow Pirates jersey. Will Crow. I always thought he was all right, man. I was kind of shocked when they got rid of him. Will Crow. Yeah. Yeah, we weren't good then, but hey, you know, I think he was like the 8th inning guy before Holderman, I'm pretty sure, right? Because it was Crow and then they'd go Bednar. Padres scored 2 runs in 1 game after 2 games without scoring, and 3 games only scoring once. Yeah, no, the Padres did a little just brief check on both teams prior to this. The Padres had been struggling at the plate, just doing their best imitation of the Pirates. As we have umpires calling time here. Something is on the field, I guess. As Tatis will be at the plate here, 0 for 1. He did strike out in the first. Unfortunately, official Jaguar is doing this game, so I'm going to get killed in the ratings today, but it is what it is. Here's the first pitch. That's going to be outside, ball 1. Shout out official Jaguar. He's got a lively chat as always. Usually has about 50 people at once, like every time. Sometimes even 100. That's going to be down low, ball 2. You know who pops off, though? I don't know if you guys are. I mean, I know Draven's a football fan. I don't remember if you are, Luis. But Tom Grossi, that guy can have 1,000 plus. 7,000 people watching him call a football game. As that one's going to be in there. Strike 1. I mean, that is insane. 7,000 people. Of course, you know, there's streamers and people that play video games. They get, you know, tens of thousands. as that one's in the dirt, ball 3, but it's just still wild. Still wild to me. 3-1 count to Tatis. Here's the pitch. That one's going to be fouled off the catcher's mask as Heidemann just took a shot to the head. Heidemann's also a guy that caught for Will Crow. Remember that? Remember those Pirates teams just a few years ago? Oh, jeez. That does not, that doesn't look like it feels good. Shock absorbers there, but I don't know. Can only do so much. The 3-2 count here to Tatis. Here is the pitch as Tatis will stay alive. So the count remains at 3-2. 3-2 count. Top of the third. Someone's calling for time. I don't know if it was the pitcher or the batter. Francis sets and delivers. That's outside ball 4, so he walks Tatis. So the Padres have their leadoff runner aboard. I've been watching Tom for a minute. I also enjoyed your parody video. Oh, thank you, man. Appreciate it. Yeah, that was just literally I woke up. I had woke up to the Pickens news. I'm just like, I'm exhausted, obviously. I'm like, bro, I can't believe Pickens got traded. But I'm like, well, I bet you Tom Grossi's going to do it, so I need to beat him to the punch. Here's the first pitch. That's going to be in there, called strike to Arias. So actually I did. I got the video out before he did, and I think that's why I had a little bit more views than I would. It was about 300 views. That was pretty cool. But yeah, I don't know. I'll try to do those, but it's just sometimes I just can't. That's going to be it. Upstairs, ball 1. Him and Bengal, or Bengal. Yeah, Bengal's another one. Bengal's another one that's. And Bengal, I think he does video games, right? He does video games, sports video games, and then he'll do the. Does he do any of the late? I think he does do live sports. That one's going to be fouled back. Strike 2. Maybe one day I'll be like that, man. Maybe. It's tough, though. It is. I mean, you got to grind and grind and grind. And Tatis has stolen 8 bases this year out of 10 attempts. Here's the 1-2. He fakes like he goes. Arias taps this one foul. Yeah, Grossi's pretty good. My dad likes Grossi. My dad's probably not even going to watch me. He'll watch Grossi whenever the football season starts. That's fair. I mean, hey, watch who you like, Maybe we take off, maybe we don't. But I'm definitely going to give this a shot. See how it goes. Here's the 1-2. That's going to be fouled back as he was just protecting there. That one was way out of the zone, but I guess he really liked it. He has the draft mostly in like prospect videos. I got you. Okay. Yeah, I don't really, when it comes to prospects, I watch college, but I'm not thinking about like the NFL draft. Maybe, well, quarterbacks, yes, but other positions, I don't really think about it too much, to be honest with you. 1-2 count, and that's going to be in the dirt. Arias telling him to go back. Oh, that was close. Tatis flirting with danger there, but able to get back in time. Heidemann keeping Tatis in check. Wow. That was close. Tatis had been caught leaning, but able to get back in time. I am doing an NFL predictions video. I got to get started on those predictions, as this one's going to be a ground ball to second. There's one at second, and 2. A double play. So Arias grounds into a double play to get Tatis off the base pass. So very quickly 2 away here in the top of the third. Now that's going to bring up Manny Machado, who's batting .312, OPS of .832. Just got him by a step. Francis delivers, and that one is going to be fouled back. 0-1 count. You know, someone sent me a Kenny Pickett. You know, remember that? Yeah, I'm sure everyone does. By the way, Machado batting 312, 3 home runs, 20 RBIs, OPS of 832. As Francis delivers this 0-1, that's going to be swung on a missed strike two. But everyone remembers the game-winning touchdown pass Kenny had against the. Well, I mean, he had two, but the one where he's scrambling at Baltimore and throws it to Najee. Man, like, here's the 0-2, and that's going to be fouled back. Like, I understand Kenny's a meme. You know, people obviously think he's trash, and you know, he's just kind of a meme guy at this point. It kind of sucks for him, but that was a great play. You know, that was clutch, and that was a play that also, like, here's the 0-2. That swung on a miss in the dirt. Strike three. Machado strikes out, looking frustrated as we head to the bottom of the third inning. Padres 2, Blue Jays 0. But I don't know. I think that was a play that was like, you know what, Kenny, this guy's clutch. Yeah, this guy still might be it, you know. I believe that was 2022. So I guess you could still have that optimism there. But anyway, we're heading to the bottom of the third. Padres 2-0 over the Blue Jays. If you like what you see, hit that subscribe button. I do a bunch of random games. Today's game is Padres and Blue Jays. If you're an NFL fan or college football fan, well, hey, this is a perfect spot for you, as I'll be doing those games. Come August, I'll even be doing preseason games. That's how starved I am for football. So hit that subscribe button. Support the little guy. That'd be fantastic. I do a little bit of UFL as well. It is harder to do those as I do work most Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays, but I'll do my best. If I'm off, I will try to get one in. I think I've gotten 4 or 5 games in this year for the UFL. I do college basketball well, so if you're a college basketball fan, heck yeah. So that'll be, of course, I do that at the end of football season. You know, whenever, like, start gearing up for the individual conference tournaments. Right now, we're just chatting away about Tom Grassi and all these other guys that get thousands of viewers. Official Jaguar doing the game today, which that is tough for me because, you know, he is a popular guy. Again, rightfully so. He's put in the work. You know, he deserves to have those guys, but it's just unfortunate when I go up 1-1 against him, I get killed every time. All right, we're working our way back here to Toronto, where, again, they're down 2-0. And that's going to bring up Tyler Heidemann, the former Pirate, batting .386, OPS of .949. And that's going to be just outside ball one. 1-0 count to Heidemann. 1 home run, 6 RBIs. Played 18 games, so this isn't exactly just a few games batting .386. He's batted pretty well over 18 games, now 19 games. That one's going to be down low, ball 2. Is Andy Rodriguez still hurt? He is still hurt. I have no timetable on that. No, man, it's such a bummer, dude. That's going to be outside ball 3. No, he called it a strike. Oh, man, this umpire is just giving the outside zone. I mean, honestly, I'm not even going to lie here. Again, I am going to call it right down the middle. Maybe you lean a little bit San Diego because of Luis, who's a Padres fan, pardon me. But he is kind of messing with the Blue Jays as far as that outside. There it is. Again, another pitch outside, and that's called a strike. And I think Kolek here is going to take advantage of that. Heidemann hated that call, jumping up and down. Here's the 2-2. That's going to be inside ball 3. Yeah, I mean, the Pirates have all these catchers, and yet they just aren't either panning out, they're hurt, which, I mean, Henry Davis was hurt a lot. It's going to be a ground ball, and that's going to get past the second baseman, the diving second baseman, as Heidemann leads off with a single. Good morning. Just got up to pee. Look what's on. So going, Nick. Just doing a Padres game. I'm sure you're thrilled about a rival. Me covering a Diamondback rival. That'll be fun. Hey, Luis and Nick, I'll do a Diamondback Padres game soon, I'm sure, whenever they play. I'll sure to get one in, as that's a ground ball, and that's going to get through, as they were in double play depth. So he takes advantage of that, and Bichette with the single there, and that's going to bring up Guerrero. So just like that, the Blue Jays, back-to-back pitches, have back-to-back base runners. Guerrero is 0 for 1 with the strikeout, but he is batting .285, OPS of .817. So Kolek did get out of a bases-loaded jam the prior inning as Toronto was trying to cut into that 2-0 deficit early and possibly take the lead there. Now might face another similar situation, again with Vladimir Guerrero at the plate. Runners on first and second, nobody out. Kolek delivers, and Guerrero sends this to shallow right. Tatis on the run and makes the catch, as he had to sprint to that, just full out 99 overall speed type of sprint there to get the first out of the inning, or bottom half of the inning. How do you feel about the tush push? I am against it. I am not a fan of the tush push, and I understand. I see all the comments every single time it's brought up. Oh, they're soft. Yeah, you'd like it if it was your team that had success. Blah, blah. Look, I am not against the actual play. I'm against the fact that, one, as we'll have the first pitch here to Varsho real quick, and that's going to be outside strike one. Again, the umpire, I guess, hates the Blue Jays, especially on the outside part of the plate. But the Eagles, one, they false start every time. Two, they line up ahead of the ball. They are offsides, and it's not called. If they were literally not in those positions, that's a ground ball to second. Oh, it's off the first baseman's glove. Sheets cut in front of the second baseman and booted it, so that's going to bring in Heineman. So the Blue Jays, and the runner went to second with all the distraction there. So a potential double play in Sheets, who had the 2-run shot, kind of gives the Blue Jays a run and possibly some more, as that would have gotten them out of the inning if the second baseman would have just fielded the ball. But Sheets cuts in front of Cronenworth and boots it. But yeah, no, I just have an issue with the Eagles. Literally, they're ahead of the ball, which means they're offsides, and they always jump early. They always get they're moving before the ball is snapped. Obviously, Lane Johnson's been doing that for years. Whenever he's on the right tackle just for regular play, but no, if the officials would call it right and call them a false start or offsides, whatever, I'd have no problem with it, because then it would actually be somewhat challenging for them. They wouldn't be able to get away, as that one's going to be a called strike on the outside part of the plate. Barger is at the plate, 1-1 count, batting .253, OPS of .725. So yeah, I kind of spent a little more time than I probably should have on that, but I have definitely strong feelings about that. As that one is singled to left, and that's going to bring in another run. And almost got him at third. So Barger singles and brings home another run. So it's just like that. It's 2-2. It's 2-2 in the bottom of the third. Runners on the corners with just one away. It's in the rule book. You can't push or pull another player. Well, they actually removed that years ago. And the Packers were actually trying to bring that back, and that's what so they kind of changed the language of it. They didn't want to just explicitly ban the tush push play. They were trying to bring back that rule of the push and pull, and it was close. I mean, you saw it. 22-10. So next year, I feel like, again, if we see the Eagles have a lot of success, and I don't really know about the safety part of it. I think that's a load of crap, personally. The Eagles are cheating. They're literally moving early, and they're lining up offsides every time. And that's my issue with it. That's literally my only issue. I mean, it's unbeatable. It looks like rugby. I don't like that, but I mean, it's legal until they move early and line up offsides. Then again, refs. That's literally on them. All right, that's going to bring up Clement here. He's 0 for 1, batting .260, OPS of 629. Runners on the corners with one away, and that's going to be taken for a called strike. Sorry, we'll let you call the game. Oh, no, you're good. No, Nick. No, you're good, man. I appreciate it. I probably should have given my answer and chill out. I'm not really a Hurts fan, but also he isn't. I'm not really a Hurts fan, but also he isn't my style of quarterback. Hurts is okay. I think he's got a lot of talent around him, as that's going to be inside ball one. I mean, he really took off when A.J. Brown got there. And A.J. Brown, I think that showed you how good he is. And then, of course, Saquon. I mean, that's just, who do you guard? You got Saquon. You got Devontae Smith. You got Dallas Goedert. You got, obviously, Hurts can move. And then you got Barkley. Here's the 1-1, as that's going to be fouled down the right field line. It's tough. Playing the Eagles is tough. And, of course, they always have a good O-line. But Hurts, I mean, he didn't even throw for 3,000 yards last year in a 17-game season, which he didn't play, I think, the last one. But still, I mean, this isn't the 2000 or 90s anymore. That's going to be chopped. The catcher has to run and get it and throws to first for out number 2. A little tapper there. Pitcher was charging in, but the catcher is able to get there in time. But that will move the runner, of course, to second. And so second and third here with 2 out. Gerald Johnson even said it's player safety concern in the head and neck area. So someone will get hurt. Dell broke his leg. Really? I didn't know. So Dell actually, I know he got hurt. I didn't realize Dell got hurt on one of those plays. Okay, that sucks. What is the tush push? Is that Freddie Freeman's dance? I mean, that would be an appropriate name because I never want to see that again. Unfortunately, I'll probably do more Dodgers games, and I will be forced to see it, as that's going to be a called strike there. 0-1 to Luke's, as that's way upstairs for ball 1. 1-1 count. Cooper DeJean. Yeah, no, Cooper DeJean. Yeah, the Eagles are good, man. You know. It's just, I don't know. I think Hurts, it's a tough one because for people that think he sucks, which he doesn't suck, and that's going to be a ground ball to second, throws to first for out number 3. So the Blue Jays get 2 of their own right here in the bottom of the third as we head to the top of the fourth, 2-2. Yeah, it's I don't know. I think Hurts, I don't know where I'd put him. Maybe top 10, but barely top 10. I mean, it's just, again, he's not a great passer. He really isn't. I mean, if you don't throw for 3,000 yards in today's NFL, where the passing rules are like all in your favor, no. And I don't really, the running aspect of it, I don't know. I mean, he gets most of his touchdowns from the 1-yard line. So that was 2 years ago when Dell broke his leg. Then last year he got hurt. Okay. I gotcha. Well, I didn't know that. Okay, well, I mean, it might be more of an injury concern then than I thought. I thought it was just all kind of like an excuse to push it, which, you know, again, I'm against it, so I'm like, okay, whatever they got to do to pass it. But anyway, if you are not subscribed, I would appreciate if you were to subscribe. I do a bunch of random baseball games. Today's game is the San Diego Padres at the Toronto Blue Jays. So if you like baseball, if you're a fan of baseball, definitely hit that subscribe button. If you're a fan of either of these 2 teams, let me know, and I'll do my best to cover more of these games. I've already covered a few of the Diamondbacks this year. I believe this is my 3rd Padres game because I do have a Padres fan that's usually in my comments. Nick is the Diamondbacks fan. Obviously, Pirates will probably be what I do most, but, you know, right now I need a break. I need a break from the Pirates. And, of course, if you're a football fan, definitely hit that subscribe button. I understand Toronto, San Diego don't have current NFL teams. Toronto probably never will. San Diego, hey, I want the Chargers back there too, but, you know, it is what it is. But if you're a football fan, college or NFL, definitely hit that subscribe button. As that's going to bring up Jackson Merrill. He is 1 for 1 and has come across the score. Of course, that was on that home run. by Sheets. Merrill batting .352, OPS of .940. Here's the pitch to Merrill. That's going to be in there, a called strike. 0-1 count. Merrill with 4 home runs and 17 RBIs to go along with that .352 batting average. Here's the 0-1. That is high for ball 1. Well, hopefully this is the last year of the tush push. Let's just say that. Again, if they do it right, then all right. But here's the 1-1. That's going to be low for ball 2. But again, they don't do it right. They literally jump off sides and are ahead of the ball. I hate that the Chargers left San Diego. I do too. Unbelievable. I mean, Los Angeles doesn't even care about football. That's going to be a ground ball up the middle. It's off! Bichette's glove. So that's going to be another single for Jackson Merrill. So the Padres with the leadoff single, and that's going to bring up Gavin Sheets, who had the 2-run home run in the top of the second. Yeah, I wish the Chargers would go back to San Diego. Raiders are back in Oakland. The Rams, I guess. I mean, I like St. Louis. I mean, St. Louis, I think, deserves the team. They would appreciate them much more than Los Angeles. I don't think there's been another move since. Here's the pitch to Sheets, and that's going to be down low, ball 1. Yeah, I can't think of another one. I don't think there's been any more moves in the last 20 years since I've been, watching football. Here's the 1-0, and that's going to be swung on and missed. Strike 1. Yeah, I don't think so. I think that's it. Yeah, missed the San Diego Chargers, St. Louis Rams, Oakland Raiders. 1-1 count here to Sheets. Runner on first. Got a pickoff attempt, but Merrill is back in time. Francis was looking for a, performance today. You can tip your hat to or cap to, but so far, allowing that 2-run home run. Well, he's kind of settled down since then, as that's going to be in there, called strike. He's really only allowed hits to Merrill and Sheets, so actually he's been doing pretty well, other than the 4 and 5 hitters here. Would you rather franchises change locations and survive, or just stop existing until a new owner can revive them in your original sitting? Ooh, that's a good question. That's going to be down low, ball 2. I'm going to assume Tatis Jr., Sean. I don't really know much about his dad, but I can look that up. As far as Luis's question, that's a great question because, obviously, the Browns thing happened, Cleveland. Oh, man, I'd have to really think about that. Here's the 2-2. That's going to be hit foul. I say just change locations and survive. I mean, I understand why they do it. I don't understand the Los Angeles thing. I mean, they literally left Los Angeles in the 80s because, the Rams and the Raiders, because literally no one cares about football there. And then they're going back because it's L.A. It's so dumb. Here's the 2-2. That's going to be down low, ball 3. I just have an issue. I guess because I'm a Steelers fan, I have to deal with Browns Twitter, and they're just so – you can tell they are – all single-digit IQ people. But they just, I don't know. It's like they hold those 50s and 60s championships like they're their own, which, I mean, again, I get they are allowed to keep the histories. That one's fouled off. But that team moved to Baltimore. So everything that your current team has done nothing. So I don't know. I think the history should transfer as well. I don't know if that makes any sense. I don't know if that's really correlated to the thing. I mean, it would be nice to see a team in St. Louis again, as this one's going to be hit to right. That one is just foul. That one would have been gone, so Sheets would have just copied what he did in the second inning. Stay in their city. Tatis Jr. It depends on the city. Stay in San Diego and Montreal. Leave L.A. Yeah, again, Montreal, another for baseball. It'd be cool to see Montreal come back. Montreal Expos. Here's the 3-2, and that's going to be chopped foul. Now, I imagine they would need permission from the Nationals. I'm not too sure. St. Louis love their Rams, so them to leave to get a new stadium, yeah, it's BS. There shouldn't be a new stadium every 20 years. They're built to last 50 to 100. It's actually an underrated thing with college football is that their stadiums are outside and just I don't know. I just love weather. I mean, weather it's football, and all these new stadiums, domes, and all these multi-purpose. I hate it. I can't stand it. Here's the 3-2, and Sheets is going to hit this to right at the warning track, and he makes the catch as Merrill's going to have to retreat. A hopping grab at the wall. Sheets just missed another one. Would have been 4-2 with that. Sheets trying to recreate what he did in the second. That one traveled, but just missed it. Heineman thought it was gone. Yeah, he had crouched down. He's like, oh, I can't believe it. But Luke's with the catch. Little jump at the wall. I just love the idea of a baseball team representing their city. I even advocate for baseball teams as there's a pickoff attempt, but not in time, to have homegrown players. But I understand that at the end of the day, professional sports have to make money to survive. So if moving cities will help them keep afloat, it's understandable. It's just reality. Yeah. No, I gotcha. That's going to be outside ball one. Like, it would be pretty, I don't know, like, this is kind of just, the world would have to get along, obviously, then, but, like, have, like, obviously you have your, like, high school teams or whatnot, but, like, why not have a team of, like, adults in the town, like, just town to town play each other? That'd be cool. Like, just, that's a little weird idea for not just baseball, but yeah, no, I get it. Like, just, I don't know. I grew up watching the St. Louis Rams. I mean, wasn't a fan of the Rams, but just, I don't know, my childhood going away. Obviously, there's the new stadium for the Redskins. They're trying to make it a dome or something like that, and I don't know. Like, everyone's view on that is just, I feel like, skewed. Is that one's going to be high ball too, because they're saying, well, they need to do it this way because they need to host concerts and all this other stuff. And I'm like, I'm a football fan. I don't care if they host Taylor Swift and all these other. I do not care at all. I watch football. The stadium is football. That's going to be outside ball 3. I don't know. It's just, well, they're trying to make more money. Like, I don't care. They already have so much money from everything else. If you see the payrolls of these players now, it's crazy. I mean, just in the 2000s, it was like $60 million of payroll for the 53-man roster. Now it's like 200 and it's almost $300 million. That's going to be outside ball 4. So Cronenworth walks, and that's going to bring up Diaz with runners on first and second with 1 out. Kind of like Coyotes, leaving Arizona, which I feel like that was shocking. Phoenix, I mean, I understand it's in the South and hockey's probably not as big, but I feel like Phoenix could definitely keep a hockey team. I mean, they went to Salt Lake City? I don't know. It is what it is. It's dumb. And then their name, the Yeti, I think. That's terrible. Or what are they called? Are they the Yeti? I'm not too sure. Is Taylor Swift a better dancer than Freddie Freeman? That is a good question. That is some bottom tier dancers right there. I would probably give the nod to Freddie Freeman. Freddie Freeman is a much better dancer. If you're a Swiftie, I'm sorry. 2 runners on here, 1 out in the top of the 4th. Francis delivers, and that's going to be down low, ball 1. 1-0 count to Diaz. Again, 2-2 ball game here in the top of the 4th. San Diego scoring 2 in the top of the 2nd. Toronto 2 in the bottom of the 3rd. Francis deals. Heineman keeping both runners in check. So the count is now 1-1. They built the Coyotes. Yes, they built the Coyotes. Built an arena for them. Didn't even make it 15 years and wanted to move. Yeah, that's pathetic. Here is the 1-1. That's going to be swung on a missed strike, too. Hopefully Arizona gets another team. I don't know. I feel like, 30, 32 teams, it's perfect. I feel like when you start going above that, it's like, okay, we don't want to dilute the product. It's a lot of teams. I don't know. But maybe not. Here's the 1-2. Is that one's going to be fouled back? Because, there is colleges. But I feel like for pro sports, I don't know. Hockey's probably different. But, I don't know. For other sports, like NFL, like quality play is already lower than it's been without the lack, with the lack of practices and stuff like that, and people not really caring. It's all about me and not about the team. Here's the 1-2. That's in the dirt. Ball 2. The Mammoth, Utah Mammoth. Yeah, I'm not a fan of that. Utah Hockey Club before the name. I actually like Hockey Club. Diaz is the day. Yeah, perhaps. We'll see. 2-2 count here. Opportunity here for the Padres to retake the lead. Francis delivers. That's going to be sent to deep center field. He's on the warning track, but it looks like he's going to make the catch. Merrill is going to tag up, as that's going to leave runners on the corners with 2 outs. I don't know. Mammoth just doesn't seem right. I actually prefer Washington football team, by the way, over than the Washington Commanders. Not even kidding. Washington football team is way better than Washington Commanders. That is a terrible name. Commanders is just like an off-brand name. Commanders. You got to keep it 2 syllables or less. And I know what you're thinking. Well, the Buccaneers, yeah, but you can shorten it to Bucks. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers seems like an elite name. It works. Maybe it's because of the Tampa Bay, like 2 different words there. That's going to be inside ball 1. I don't know. But Tampa Bay Buccaneers sounds a lot better than Washington Commanders. Sounds like a generic team from like a football movie. Oh, we're playing the Washington Commanders. Okay. Here's the 1-0, and that's going to be in there for a called strike. The Mammoth logo is pretty cool looking with the snow-capped mountains for a head. I guess I didn't notice that. I don't know. I'd have to look at it. Utah Mammoth, I don't know. Here is the 1-1 to Iglesias. Ground ball to short. Bichette charging in, throws to first, and just got him. Iglesias hustling down that line. So Francis able to escape this little tough scenario here as we head to the bottom of the 4th. Your score, Padres 2. Wow, Guerrero with a nice stretch to get him out. That was so close. 2-2 is your score as we head to the bottom of the 4th. I wish Washington went to a Redskin potato. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, the Redskin logo was epic. That is top-tier logo. But, yeah, just do the Redskin potato. That way we go back to touchdown, Washington Redskins. Or just, Redskins is so good. It's such a good name. Anyway, if you like what you see, folks, hit that subscribe button. This is what I do. I call random baseball games. San Diego, Toronto is indeed the game today. Tomorrow, I am still weighing my options. I wanted to do UFL, but I'm actually experiencing kind of a problem. Official Jaguar is doing this game, and he's killing me in the ratings right now. So that's kind of the problem, and he's going to be doing the UFL one tomorrow, so I'm kind of weighing and seeing what I'm going to do. Might do a baseball game tomorrow evening, because I don't believe I'm working tomorrow at all. And I don't think there's any early games. Unfortunately, I would do a doubleheader if I could. And if you're a football fan, definitely hit that subscribe button, as I'll be doing college football and NFL, regardless of who's streaming it, by the way. I just want to emphasize that. As I will be doing those games coming August. Yes, I'm going to be doing preseason, and then, of course, week 0 and week 1 for college football, which are both in August. So, yeah, be sure to hit that subscribe button if you're a football fan. I understand these two cities here, Toronto and San Diego, don't have football teams, but, hey, if you're still a football fan, that is perfectly okay. Yes, I'm taking a little shot at the San Diego Chargers, but no, I want the Chargers to go back to San Diego. That's just how I feel. I grew up with the San Diego Chargers, and they should be there to keep the name Redskins. Oh, yeah, I know. It's just, I don't know. I'd rather see the original Redskin logo. I just missed the uniforms. The Redskin uniforms were just elite. As here's the first pitch to Clase, and he had to pull back there for a bunt, ball one. Clase batting 192, 0 homers, 4 RBIs, OPS of 491 on the season. He did single, though, earlier in this one. Here is the 1-0. That's inside, ball two. Washington Redskins. If there's a team, I don't know, Redskin potatoes, Utah, right? They grow a lot, or Idaho. Here's the 2-0. That's going to be outside ball three. So that's what the team should do. Like out there, make a team. We're going to be the Redskins. I want to see the Commanders' reaction to that. Here's the 3-0. That's going to be in there, called strike. Sean Taylor, those uniforms was elite. Yes, he would be elite in any uniform, but yes, no, it's just an iconic uniform with like so many iconic players, and they're acting like it didn't exist. And that one's going to be ball four. So Class A works the leadoff walk, and that's going to bring up Straw, who's 0 for 1, but he's batting 303 on the year and OPS of 724. The Vikings. Yeah, but people don't, have a problem with that. Obviously there's the Chiefs, and in baseball there's the Braves. But anyway, here's the pitch, and that's going to be in there, a cold strike. The Chiefs, the Seminoles. There's so many. So many things that it just doesn't make any sense. The 0-1 actually is going to throw back to first, but they're going to keep him in check. It's just, unfortunately, the people get offended, and those people probably, or most of them, weren't even Native Americans. And they took advantage, and that's another thing. It's kind of maybe a little controversial here. That's going to be swung on a missed strike, too. I think they took advantage of, one, COVID, and then two, all like what was happening around the country at the time in 2020 with all like the rioting and just all this just hatred from one side to the other. And they took advantage of that. And I think that like everyone was just, that was like tip of the iceberg. Everyone like, that's going to be a fly out to right. Tatis is actually going to try to beat him there from first. Class A, though, is back in time. I don't know. 2020 was just terrible. Everyone, yeah, it was just a lot of just bad things happening. Double standard. It was the best logo. I was a Blackhawk. Yeah, that's a great example. Blackhawk and Penguins fan. Those are good logos. I do like Pitt's teams wearing all black and yellow. Yeah, no, it is rare. I do love it. Runner's going to go, but Heineman was protecting as he is fouling that off. Class A, like, frustrated there, as I believe Heineman was. Yeah, he was leaning too. I don't know if I can't believe I forgot his name. All right, Kolek was looking over at first. He probably would have got Clase. Clase was leaning to second. 0-1 count to Heineman, who's 1 for 1 on the day. Clase with the lead. Heineman hits this to right. That's going to drop. So Heineman goes from 1 for 1 to 2 for 2. As Heineman's now batting .413 on the young season here. He's only played, I believe, in 18, 19 games. But, hey, 19 games, you're batting .400. That's pretty good. And you're right, double standard, 100%, Luis. 100%. So the Blue Jays with 2 runners on here in the bottom of the 4th with 1 out, and that's going to bring up Bo Bichette, batting .290, 4 home runs, 24 RBIs. on the year. And Bichette's going to hit this up the middle. That should get home a run. Clase's running home. The throw is in, not in time. So Bo Bichette gives the Blue Jays a 3-2 lead here in the bottom of the fourth. As he's going to chill at first, Heideman's chilling at second. So the Padres allowing 2 runs in the third, and of course a run here in the fourth, and it looks like the Blue Jays are looking to add some more runs here. And you kind of saw this too in the bottom of the second. The Padres had, Kolek had allowed bases loaded with 1 out, and yet he was able to get out of the jam. And obviously Toronto, and he hits Guerrero first pitch. Guerrero doesn't look pleased as he's walking back towards his own dugout, trying to walk it off here, and he's actually going to meet up with the trainer and the manager, actually. He might be fine. Looks like he is fine. He's a pretty big guy. A lot of muscle there. A lot of padding. So bases loaded now for the Blue Jays, as that's going to bring up Varsho, who's 0 for 2 with the strikeout. But he's going to have a great opportunity to add some more runs here in the bottom of the fourth, as there's bases loaded with just 1 out. Again, we have seen this situation in the second inning. Kolek was able to work out of the jam, and we're going to have a mound visit, actually. Yuki Matsui is up in the bullpen for San Diego. Dalton Varsho is 0 for 2 on the day, but looking to make this day worth it if he can get a base hit here. To be fair, the Blue Jays have a great roster, Guerrero, Bichette, and Heideman, but come on, Padres, we got a good team too. Don't get swept. This would be unfortunate. It would be 6 games in a row for the Padres if they were to drop this one. And I would have some concerns about it. They'll be fine, though. Again, it's a long season. If you compare this to the NFL, it's probably week 4, week 5. So you're fine. You would be 6 games above 500, though. Again, it would be nice to get some of these wins, of course. Here's the first pitch to Varsho. That's in the dirt, but handled well by Diaz to keep it in front of him. 1-0 count. 1-0 count to Varsho. Kolek sets and delivers. That's going to be outside. Ball 2. Kolek having trouble here with Varsho. No confidence, I'm assuming, because Varsho is batting third for a reason, and he's a lefty, so the matchup favors the batter. Bases loaded. 1 out. That's going to be outside, strike 1. Again, they are the umpire. He's giving the outside part of the plate, and it's off by a few inches. It's given that a strike call to the Padres. Just a little note there. Again, I don't really have a side here. Here's the 2-1. Varsho hits this to center. Merrill makes the catch. Nice catch, but that's going to score a run with the sacrifice fly. So Heideman's going to cross home plate, as that makes it a 4-2 game. Toronto, of course, on top. I'm sorry, Luis. This was crushed off the bat. Apparently 107 miles per hour. Made great contact, but Merrill was just on a dead sprint. Surprised that the runner on second didn't go. Bichette probably could have got there. But anyway, this is Barger. He is 2 for 2 today with an RBI, as Barger pops it up, but that's going out of play. 0-1 count. Addison Barger batting .262, 2 home runs, 11 RBIs on the year, OPS of .740. Again, he's 2 for 2 with 2 singles with an RBI as well. This series, he's 5 for 10. So a really good series for him. Kolek looks back at Bichette and delivers. That's going to be just outside ball one. Again, he's been giving that call all day long to the Padres, but doesn't give it there. I'm assuming there's no lag on y'all's end, so I'm really happy to see that. So I'm having internet issues. 1-1 count. And Barger pops it up again. Diaz runs back, but that one is out of play, about 5 or 6 seats back. So 1-2 count here now to Barger. Barger looking obviously to a base hit in the outfield should get home Bichette. Kolek trying to keep this at 4-2. Guerrero's dancing now. Okay, everyone just likes dancing in baseball. Don't let the bananas influence you. That's all I'm saying, please. Kolek delivers. That's going to be a ground ball, but that's going to be foul. The count remains at 1-2. Blue Jays up 4-2. Padres opened up the scoring in the second with 2 runs. The Blue Jays with 2 runs at the bottom of the third, and now 2 runs here in the bottom of the fourth, and looking for some more. That's Kolek. Kolek sets and delivers. That's high for ball 2. 2-2 count. Blue Jays looking to stay here in the bottom of the fourth with a walk, base hit, whatever. Here's the 2-2. And this one is fouled down the left field line. Wouldn't have had the distance, but good contact there. Kolek has kind of struggled since the second inning. Didn't allow any runs in the first 2 innings, but since then has been shaky at best. Kolek sets on the 2-2 count and delivers. That's in the dirt. Diaz handles it well to keep it in front of him. Ball 3. So count is full for this big pitch coming up. Doctor, I think we got a steal with Sebastian Castro going undrafted. He's very good in the zone, good run defense, and very viable for special teams. To be honest, I don't know who Sebastian Castro is. I'm going to have to look at him. Here's the 3-2. Swung on and missed. He struck him out. So Kolek limits the damage at 2 runs here as the Blue Jays now take the lead 4-2. I'm going to look up Sebastian. Hold on. I'm sure you guys won't mind over here. Again, if you like what you see, hit that subscribe button. I do a bunch of random games. I see why you like them. Do a bunch of random baseball games. Today's game is this game right here, Padres Blue Jays. I just do baseball games. Obviously, I do like the Pirates. You see a Pirates uniform. But, again, I'm not hesitant to do other games. I believe this is my 3rd Padres game. I believe this is my first time making it up to the team in Canada. But, again, just let me know. If you're a Blue Jays fan, let me know, and I will try to do more Blue Jays games. I look forward to that Padres Diamonds game, or Diamondbacks game, whenever that is happening. But, I'll be sure to do that. And, again, if you're a football fan, definitely hit that subscribe button as I do football games. I will be doing football games in August, college football, and NFL. Doesn't seem like a bad pick. Hopefully it makes the roster. Yeah, I'm pulling for him. I just want the best 53. Who's hitting home runs today? Well, don't ask me. Leave off any Pirates, please. 1, because you'll probably be wrong. But 2, well, no, you'll be wrong because, that's usually how it works. But 2, also, they're not likely to hit a home run. So it's like a double-edged sword there. Castro is my second favorite player on the Iowa team. Okay. Now, to be honest, I didn't really watch much Iowa last year. I think the only game I saw them play was Iowa State, and they lost that one, unfortunately. So I do pull for Iowa a little bit more. It is because of the colors. I'm not going to lie to you. But, I don't know. I mean, they're also not the most exciting team to watch usually. They're like the Steelers. Usually a pretty good defense. Offense is like, could be better. O'Neal Cruz, Jose Ramirez, Brennan Doyle. Anybody have thoughts? Cruz will in the 5th. Draven's going to go ahead and put Cruz. I am not going to put in anybody. Any given day, I just don't want to be responsible for you losing money, as that's going to be high ball 1. So, again, a pitching change here. Rodriguez now pitching for the Blue Jays. Pardon me. Let's go ahead and look at this. Lockridge is at the plate. He is 0 for 1, as that one's going to be high for ball 2. Rodriguez with the ERA of 3.38 on the year, has appeared in 20 games. So pretty good sample size there. Really solid so far this year. Here is the 2-0. That's going to be outside ball 3. Cruz usually goes in the 1st. I'm going to lose it regardless. Yeah, I don't know. I really couldn't tell you who's going to. Here's the 3-0. That's going to be in there, a called strike. Let me just look at the games today and just see. I'll look at them, look at the teams, and just think. Here is the 3-1. That's going to be in there, a called strike. 3-2 count now. Random one here. Let's go with Spencer Torkelson. There you go. Spencer Torkelson. That's my random pick. 3-2 count to Lockridge, as we're going to have a mound visit here. Players meeting only, apparently. No coaches allowed. Spencer Torkelson. That is my random pick for the day. As they show Max Scherzer in the dugout, doing more there than he has on the field this season. Here is the 3-2. Check this swing. It doesn't matter. That one is going to be in there. Strike 3 called. And I forgot to switch this back. My bad, guys. My bad. All right, so we're going to head to the top of the order here as Fernando Tatis Jr. is at the plate. He's 0 for 1 with a walk. Just get on base. Unfortunately, Lockridge could not. Rodriguez sets and delivers. Tatis fouls this one back. Again, the Padres have been struggling as of late, as they're showing his stats here. Batting .294, 12 home runs, 27 RBIs, OPS of 905. Got shut out last few games, and then before that only had 1 run in each of the Mariners games. So that one's inside ball 1. Almost hit him. Heineman handing Tatis the bat. What a nice guy. What a nice guy. The Pirates got rid of that guy. That's a nice guy right there. And he's hitting 400. I swear, if you want to be successful, leave the Pirates. 1-1 count. Here's the pitch. That's going to be upstairs, ball 2. I like torque today also. I'm thinking Wood and Albies in the Washington versus Atlanta game. Yeah, or Wood. Yeah, James Wood. I haven't been able to keep up with him. I know he started off really strong, as that one's going to be fouled off Tatis's shin guard, so the count moves to 2-2. Two and 2 count. Top of the 5th, Blue Jays up 4-2. Rodriguez sets and delivers. That's in the dirt. Ball 3. Arias is on deck. 3-2 count. Rodriguez delivers. Swung on a missed. He struck him out. Appeared to be a little bit late there. And 2 away here in the top of the 5th. That's going to bring up Luis Arias. He's batting He's 0 for 2 on the day, so they're going to show a Vladimir Guerrero senior highlight. Just showing him hit home runs. No batting gloves. Just kills the ball. Here's the first pitch. That's going to be fouled down the left field line. Arias again 0 for 2 on the day, batting .298, 3 home runs, 15 RBIs, OPS of .762. Rodriguez delivers the 0-1. That's outside. Ball 2. Yelich is also due. And Luis is not happy. 1-1 count here to Arias. And that is going to be outside. Ball 2. 2-1 count here to Arias. Here's the 2-1. Arias falling over as he swung. That one is fouled once again. And Arias is going to call for time. 2-2 count, 2 outs here in the top of the 5th. The Blue Jays up 4-2. Padres looking for something. Haven't really done anything since the 2nd inning. And a little bit in the 4th with Merrill and Sheets at the plate, but weren't able to do anything. As Rodriguez delivers, that's swung on and missed on the ball way inside. Arias was just looking to swing there. So 1, 2, 3 go the Padres as we head to the bottom of the 5th. Blue Jays up 4-2. Again, if you like what you see, hit that subscribe button. If you think I'm doing a decent job, heck yeah, man, hit that subscribe button. Today's random game is Padres and Blue Jays. Tomorrow, I would like to do UFL, but I don't know if I will. So I might be doing a random game, so let me know what I should do. Feel free to make your voice heard. I do listen to you guys. I read all comments, so don't be hesitant to chat or comment down below. And again, if you're also a football fan, definitely hit that subscribe button, as I'll be doing football from August all the way till we'll see about the Super Bowl, but all the way to the Super Bowl. I know that much, but will I do the Super Bowl? I don't know. We'll see. If you subscribe, probably more subscribers mean more views, right? That's usually how it works. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I can only repeat so many times before I get sick of it myself. So, due up here for the Blue Jays, it's going to be Clement, Lukes, and Clase. They are combined 1 for 4, but with 2 walks through these 5 innings. So they've been on base 3 of the 6 times. Padres looking to end this mini slump that they're in. So we'll look back at the MLB standings here as we can show you the AL East. Of course, the Blue Jays just staying around 500. That's what they've been doing pretty much all year. The Padres started off pretty well. I mean, 27-15. Now they're 27-20, and they can't score all of a sudden. So who knows what's going to happen here? I'm sure they'll be fine. They have a pretty good lineup, but it is what it is. Was Trevor Hoffman a better closer than Mariano Rivera? I know both of them. I know Rivera's usually hailed as the best one, as that one is upstairs, ball 1. I'm probably going to have to do a stat check for that. 1-0 count here to Clement. Let's see, where's my baseball tab? Here's the 1-0. That's going to be hit to left. Under it, though, is the left fielder for out number 1. All right, let's go ahead. We're doing a comparison here. Mariano Rivera, that's usually people think of as the greatest closer of all time, or at least in the modern era. But again, are we letting the Yankee bias impact? I cannot find the ticker. There we go. There's ticker. That's going to be inside ball 1 to Luke. So Mariano Rivera. Most saves all time, 652. ERA, 2.21. I mean, all he did was really just throw different types of fastballs. I mean, that's pretty consistent. I mean, that is very good. That's going to be chopped foul. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12-time All-Star. I mean, that's pretty good. He leads, again, that's very good stuff. All right. Trevor Hoffman. Honestly, just the initial glance, it looks like Rivera's. That's going to be outside ball 2. I got to go ahead and put Rivera. Just looking at stats again, I was born in 96, so I didn't really get to see much of the early, late 90s, early 2000s baseball. Here's the 2-1. That's going to be low ball 3. But I am going to lean, as he was I just literally forget what I just counted. 7 all-time All-Star. Yeah, I'm going to have to say Mariano Rivera. Rivera was, that's my vote. Here's the 3-1. That's going to be outside ball 4 as Luke's walks here in the 5th. And that's going to bring up Class A's 1-for-1 with the walk. And he has come across the score as well. World Series rings. That's a tough one. So when it comes to, and it might be a little bit of hypocrite here, I think rings are very important in football, specifically with quarterbacks. Baseball, I don't know. I don't know if rings is, I mean, obviously it is important. Here's the first pitch to Class A. That's going to be outside ball 1. But I don't know, because there's so many other players that do their own thing. I don't know. It's a tough one. Here's the 1-0. That's going to be jammed foul. That's a tough one, man. I don't know. One and 1 count here to Class A. Runner on first. Please put these father-son combos in order of quality. I'll do my best. Again, I'm probably not going to know many of these, as this one is going to be flared foul down the left field line. Bichettes, Guerreros, Tatis. Well, probably Guerrero's at 1, right? Here is the 1-2. That swung and I missed. He struck him out. I don't really know much about Bo Bichette's dad, to be honest with you. I'm literally going to have to, Dante Bichette. Dang. Not too shabby there. Here's the first pitch, as this one's going to be hit to center. Merrill is under it to make the catch for out number 3. So we head to the top of the 6th. The Blue Jays still up 4-2 over the Padres. Doctor, if Rogers doesn't sign, is Howard starting? Oh, man. I don't know. I don't know. I really wish. I don't know. I'm not a Rudolph guy. I'm just not. I understand he played well, but I don't know, man. That's tough. I'd like to see him play. That's just. I'd like to see Howard play. If Rogers doesn't sign, I would want Will Howard to play, because we got to see what he is. It's a 6th-round pick, but I don't know. I guess he's a little bit different of a 6th-round pick. He's got some speed, a little bit. He played obviously Ohio State, so he's going to get that type of treatment. I'm going to put Guerrero, Bichette, and Tatis. Final answer. Yeah, I guess we got to see Howard for a little bit, maybe. That's if it's Mason Rudolph. Because Rudolph is... No, I don't think he's... that great. If you like what you see, folks, hit that subscribe button. Today's random game is Padres Blue Jays, and that's what I'm doing right now. Obviously, football season is not too long away, so if you're a football fan, definitely hit that subscribe button. Metropolis Jonathans, thank you for stopping by. I do not recognize the name. I do apologize if you have done it before. I'm just a jerk, I guess. But, yeah, thank you for stopping by, man. Hopefully you like what you see, and I imagine you might have your own channel, so I'll go ahead and there you go. If you guys are baseball fans, I imagine he's a baseball fan with the Mets thing. So check out his channel there if you're a Mets fan or just a baseball fan. As that's going to be swung on a miss, strike one to Machado. 0 for 2 on the day, batting .310, OPS of 827. Who is a more valuable Blue Jay, Joe Carter or Jesse Barfield? I have no idea who those guys are, but again, I will check, as here's the 0-1. That's going to be upstairs ball one, apparently. I thought that caught the zone. It looked like it did. 1-1 count here to Machado. Here's the pitch. That's going to be ground ball, just foul. Okay, what do we got here? I think he has all the tools to be great. He just got to put the accuracy and decision. Yeah, no, I mean, I watched... Obviously, Ohio State's on almost every week, and that's why I'm just like, I mean, there's a reason he went in the 6th round. I mean, but, I mean, who the freak is? I mean, Rudolph is not that good himself. I mean, again, he did well. Here's the 1-2. That's going to be down low, ball 2. I mean, he did well at the end of the 2023 season, but that's because he had no expectations. Now he's going to have expectations. Now they're going to have film. This guy's not too bad. Joe Carter. Joe Carter was a beast. Are you talking about just specifically Blue Jay, though? He's still a beast. Here's the 2-2. That's going to be fouled back. Joe Carter doing that in his 30s, 31 to 37. This guy. I've never heard of Joe Carter before today, but this guy has my respect. He was a beast. Jesse Barfield. Here's the 2-2. That's going to be just low, ball 3. All right, strictly as a Blue Jay. Oh, this guy wasn't too bad himself. Shoot. Let's go back. I got to do a double take. That's going to be a ground ball to short. Throws on to first for out number 1. That is a tough question, man. OPS-wise, it's going to be Barfield, but the consistency of Carter, man. Oh, man, that is a good question. I'm going to go with Carter was more consistent. I'm going to do it. All right, pitching change here as we're going to see Fluharty. Again, I apologize if I butcher that name. He's going to be coming in for what? Rodriguez, right? Jeez, what is this? Rodriguez, yeah. Unbelievable. I think it's all the tools. I usually watch you on recorded mode. I can't watch you live because of work. Oh, okay. Well, I appreciate you, man. Thank you, man. Yeah, we're just chatting away, man. Feel free to chat about whatever you'd like. I mean, you're pretty much chatting with regulars here. Luis, Nick, and Sean, Draven, those guys. And then Trisk is usually here, but Trisk exists to trigger me. That's what he does. But yeah, I would say these four of my 5 regulars are right here, man. Feel free to chat, man. I do read them all. Will I respond? I probably will, unless it's like, I don't know, either hatred or just stupid. Well, probably not. But again, if you do like what you see, folks that aren't subscribed, feel free to hit that subscribe button. Every subscription helps. It's free, by the way. It's not an actual subscription. I'm sure you know that, but just in case you weren't too sure, if you're like, well, I don't know. Yeah, it is free, I promise. And again, if you're a football fan, definitely hit that subscribe button, as I'll be doing football in the fall, actually August. So, I guess a little bit later in the summer. I'm excited for that, as always. So we're going to come back here to the top of the sixth where the Blue Jays are up 4-2 over the Padres. Sorry, Luis. That is, it's not looking good, but again, you still got plenty of baseball. Here's the pitch. That's going to be in there, a called strike. Big Ben is so overrated. Stafford is so much better. Even okay. Oh, this guy. Here's the 0-1. That's going to be swung on a missed strike two. That is rage bait. I know Draven's messing with me, but that is some rage bait right there. Merrill's 2 for 2 with 2 singles, batting .360, 4 home runs, 17 RBIs, OPS of .951. Here's the 0-2. That's going to be outside ball one. Did you know it takes 200 hits per year for 21 years in a row? Yes, it's crazy. I mean, that will never be broken, especially with how baseball is now, man. It's just never. And it's really incredible what he did. Here's the 1-2. This one's going to be hit to shallow center, but looks like that's going to be caught for out number 2. Rage bait for sure. Still thinking about that Stafford comment. Stafford. That is actually insane, though. Yesterday I was doing the game, and, Detroit and then St. Louis. As soon as I said that, 6 people left. That's crazy. Can't handle the truth. It is what it is. So here's the pitch to Sheets, as that's going to be upstairs ball 1. To be fair, though, I should have probably worded it better because you said top 5 arm talent. I probably could have agreed with that, but I just instantly, because, again, Stafford, I don't know why. Here's the 1-0. That's going to be in there, call strike. I just see Stafford's name just up there for some reason with, like, the greats in comment sections. And I let it bother me for why? Why do I let it bother me? It's just like, why do you think that way, man? Why? Arm talent, though, yeah, I should have agreed. I mean, because that is true. He does have a great arm. As this one's going to be sent to left field, and Barger makes the catch for out number 3. So we head to the bottom of the 6th inning. Your score, Blue Jays 4, Padres 2. That was so wild. I know, dude. That is, I mean, I probably wouldn't want to stay in the chat either. To be fair, like, if someone was just slandering Ben, which happens almost every big-time person. Everybody does it because everyone's a casual. I probably wouldn't like that either. But I get it. But, yeah, it was pretty wild. But anyway, we head to the bottom of the 6th. Blue Jays up 4-2 over the Padres. Again, if you like what you see, folks, hit that subscribe button. Every single subscription really helps me out a lot. I really do appreciate it. And if you're a football fan, definitely hit that subscribe button as we're doing that in August. Preseason all the way till the Super Bowl. Harder record to be broken. Joe DiMaggio's 56-game hitting streak, or Ted Williams batting .400. You forgot the Griffeys and the father-son combos. I would say, yeah, Griffeys would probably be up there at 1. As far as a harder record, though, hitting streaks are really hard to come by. They use the really good ones, like the highest they'll get in today's game, 20, maybe 30. Very rarely will you get 30. You'll see a few 20s, and again, that's rare. 400, I don't know. I feel like there might be a change in the game in the near future to where, like, hey, we need some more offense and batting averages. But, I mean, I don't know. I'd like to see that come back. I'm going to put the 56-game hitting streak. I think that's harder. To be fair, the Lions have been down bad for a minute. Yeah, they have. Yeah, I probably was just picking on a sensitive fan base. Jay, you're right. Pete Rose's record will never be broken. I was musing on that a few weeks ago. That's going to be inside ball when I only asked about today. Okay, playing today's game. I gotcha. That's on me. I shouldn't have bullied Detroit yesterday, as there's a 1-0 count to Tyler Heineman, the former Pirate, 2 for 2 on the day. So that's going to be in there, called strike. He's 2 for 2 with 2 singles. with 2 runs. 1-1 count. Here's the pitch. That's going to be chopped to first. And Heineman. Oh, actually, it's going to be a foul ball. I think it went off himself. So, if you're a Detroit fan, that's on me. My bad. I should have not let my immediate rage consume me in that moment. So, should have agreed with Draven. Because, yes, no, Stafford does have really great arm talents. That's going to be outside ball, too. My bad. You're talking to Sean. Toughest and most impossible record to break is wins for a pitcher. Yes. 400 and something. That swung on a missed. He struck him out. No, 500 something, right? 511, right? Cy Young. So 1 away here in the bottom of the 6th. Starters get yanked after 3 innings. Maybe a little bit of an over-exaggeration, but you're not. Yeah, 511. Yeah, that'll never happen again. Here's the first pitch to Bichette. That swung on and missed. Strike 1. Kolek is still out there, by the way. Even though he's the one that allowed more runs, he outlasted the Blue Jays starter. Here is the 0-1. That's going to be chopped foul. Kolek kind of struggled in the 3rd and 4th inning. Did struggle in the 2nd inning, but didn't allow a run. I just realized I still haven't moved my camera back. That's my bad. Here's the 0-2. That's going to be upstairs, ball 1. I think it's just better over here. So I'm covering up the box score. That way you guys can see it. I kind of move it around for, if I'm doing football or whatnot. Just depends on what I'm showing. Here's the 1-2. That swung on a missed. He struck him out. So 2 away here in the bottom of the 6th. And that's going to bring up Vladimir Guerrero Jr., who is 0 for 2 on the day with a strikeout. Now, I do have this option. But when I did that, I literally had like 2 viewers the entire day. So, you guys, I know I'm not great to look at, but that was tough. That was a tough day. I had to come to a lot of, just sadness with myself, as that's going to be chopped to 3rd. Throws to 1st as Guerrero wasn't even running. Oh, my gosh. So, 1, 2, 3. Go the Blue Jays as we head to the top of the 7th. Your score, Blue Jays 4, Padres 2. It would take 19 years. Oh, yeah, a lot of, again, the pitching records are just insane. Cal Ripken's consecutive games played, it's going to be the wins. I just don't see the pitching like that anymore. They're not going to get 30, 40 wins a season. It's just not going to happen. And I know people take breaks now, like, you need a day off. Especially, I don't know, I hate the way analytics has ruined sports. It's ruined pretty much everything when it comes to football, basketball, baseball, even soccer has been impacted by it. I watch, those are, I would say, my main 4. Hockey, I don't really watch too much hockey. I do keep up with the Penguins. I don't know. I doubt that's been impacted by analytics. But I could be wrong. Maybe, I know Draven watches hockey, so maybe he could kind of provide some insight there. If you're a hockey fan, if you've seen any change from whenever you were younger to now. But it's ridiculous what analytics has ruined the game. All games, all sports. Anyway, if you like what you see, folks, hit that subscribe button again. Padres Toronto is that random game today. So, if you're a fan of these teams, you might see another one of your teams up here on the random game. As Padres, I believe this is their 3rd appearance on the channel. Toronto's, this is their first time for me, and hopefully not the last. Of course, if you're a Blue Jays fan, just all you gotta do is let me know, and I'll be sure to prioritize you guys for a game in the near future. I know it's worked with the Diamondbacks, and then, of course, the Padres. Luis being a Padres fan, I'll try to do those games a lot more than I would normally would. And I've done a lot of Mets games. I haven't done one in a few weeks, so I think might have to get Metropolis Jonathan's here a Mets game soon. I think that's what I'll have to do there. What's up with the Padres losing 14-0? Well, the Padres, I don't know. Luis is a Padres fan. He could probably tell you what happened last night. But yeah, that is very unfortunate. Mostly goalies have been affected, in my opinion, with how the speed of the game has changed. You're a San Francisco Giant fan. I forgot about that. I'm sorry, Sean. Okay, Giants games. Yeah, NL West. This NL West just might be what I do. 0-2 count here to Cronenworth. But yeah, bro, mentioned vlogs. That was unfortunate as the Padres looking to lose their 6th game in a row if this continues. Fluharty here pitching to Cronenworth, who was walked both appearances, but down 0-2 as this one's going to be fouled back. Padres defense has had holes in their gloves. Joe Carter was a great player. So even hockey was impacted by analytics. Isn't that insane? It is sad. 0-2 count. Here's the pitch. That's going to be outside. Ball 1. Go watch the Phillies Blue Jays World Series games. You will love watching Joe Carter play. I've been to every NLS stadium, which is strange because I live in the East. That is kind of odd. It's the only division I've got completely covered. Okay, that's cool. That's going to be swung on and missed. He struck him out. So down goes Cronenworth for the first time of the day. As again, he walked in his first 2 plate appearances. As that's going to bring up Diaz, who's 0 for 2, batting .237, and we might be seeing a pitching change, as that is just the way it is. Coffee Beans with a nice appearance here. Afternoon. Yes, it is the afternoon. Appreciate you stopping by as always. Not a sports fan, Coffee Beans. Definitely not, but we'll stop in every now and then. In the top of the 7th, of course, Blue Jays up 4-2. It's a pitching change, so bear with me if you're just tuning in. Like, what the heck is this guy doing? He's not talking about the game. Well, it's a pitching change, so you're just going to have to back off for just a few seconds, please. Bear with me. Again, if you like what you see, hit that subscribe button. Every subscription helps. Don't think it doesn't. It really does mean a lot to me. It definitely shows me that, hey, this is actually kind of cooking. You know, last month I think I got 50 subscribers in a month. That's really cool. This month, somewhat trending a little bit behind, but we'll see. I did have to take a break for a few days as I was like working all day at work for a stretch of days there. That was brutal, but here I am surviving, I guess. But yeah, also if you're a football fan, definitely hit that subscribe button, as you know, I'll be doing football in the fall or August pretty much. Ready for an afternoon cup of Joe, please. I need coffee RL. Okay. Is that really what you need right now? Coffee Beans is sick. Probably doesn't need to do that. Anyway, it is what it is. Again, feel free to comment, chat down below. I do read all comments. It's always fun interacting with you guys, as apparently I'm assuming the NL West fans are just a lot more passionate about their fan bases, because you know, I think I barely did a few at the beginning, and then you guys just latched on, and I'm grateful for it, of course, but it's just like, I don't know, like the other games I do, like silence, but we got a Padres and Mariners, because Luis is kind of both. Giants here with Sean. Nick is a big Diamondbacks fan. No Dodgers. Well, I have a friend that's an IRL Dodgers fan, but he doesn't really. He gets tired late or pretty early, as that's going to be fouled back. Diaz here faces green. Let's go ahead and do another pitching stat thing. He has been 237, 3 home runs on the year. Green with a ERA of 3.48. Chad Green. This is Chad Green. Okay, yeah, Chad Green. I recognize the Yankees. Pretty decent so far in his career. I would say he's carved out a nice career as a reliever, as that's going to be swung on and missed. Strike 2. Go Pirates. Oh, yeah, 100%. Just unfortunate, Draven, that not much to go. You guys are chatting fast now. Oh, my gosh. This is crazy today. Here's the 0-2. That's going to be just low, ball 1. All right. It really is cool. It's been all the stadiums. Better third baseman Kelly Gruber or Steve Buscelli. I'd have to look at that. Should MLB add a DH for center fielders? No, they should not. That's going to be down low, ball 2. No DH. I don't think it's an abomination, but I do miss the pitcher's batting. Like, didn't you have a poster with stadiums on it? Do I? I don't remember. That's going to be down low, ball 3. All right, let me look at these players here. Get the names again. Kelly Gruber. 3-2 count here to Diaz. 1 out here in the top of the 7th. Here's the pitch. That's going to be hit to shallow left field. On the run is the left fielder to make the catch for out number 2. And, of course, I move my thing to the left. Kelly. You guys just might not have to look at this. You can look at it a little bit here. Oh, that's tough. Toronto Blue Jay. Not too bad. 4th in the MVP in 1990 is in steps Jose Iglesias. He's going to check his swing. That's outside ball 1. Okay, and then what we got? Steve Buscelli. I want to say Buscelli. This guy played for the Pirates before they were actually a respectable franchise. Longevity goes to Buscelli, but I'm going to have to lead with Gruber here. I think Gruber was the better one. Here's the 2-0s. That's going to be fouled back. Strike 1, and I have to reset the... Sorry. I don't know if you guys were chatting. We need Skeens at the plate. I do want to see Skeens at the plate, man. That would be epic. Can you scratch off the ones you visit? I visited Citizens Bank Park. Here's the 2-1. That's going to be ground ball off the middle, and Iglesias here is going to get on with a 2-out single here in the top of the 7th. So I went to the Citizens Bank. I went to the Ranger Stadium, but this was before the new one, so the one that just got demolished. And then I've been to Minute Maid. So I've only been to 3. I've been to 2 minor league parks, Reading Phillies and Corpus Christi Hooks. Should the MLB replace all umps with robo-umps? Yes and no. I don't know. I think they should be allowed to do that thing, but only once a game or something like that. Only each batter gets 1, even if you get it right or wrong. That's it. Because I don't know. I feel like it's going to take too long, unless it's just instant. I do it's kind of fun though. Obviously you hate it when the umpires are so bad, but it is kind of fun to rip on them and freak out about it. There's a mound visit, by the way. I want to make that perfectly clear, so I do apologize for the yapping. As Jason Hayward, longtime player. Remember when he first came up? Batting 179 on the year, 2 home runs, 12 RBIs, OPS of 500. Red Sox, Baltimore got rained out. Dang, that is tough. There is a storm up there in the Northeast. I did look at that the other day. Actually, yesterday, last night. 0-1 count. Are there any fat robo-humps? I don't know what that means. That's going to be swung and a miss. Strike 2. Throw to second as we have a stolen base attempt, and Iglesias is called out. Tyler Heineman, the former Pirate, is popping off at the plate and behind the dish. I'm telling you, if you're on the Pirates and you want to have success, just leave the Pirates. As we head to the bottom of the 7th, your score, Blue Jays 4, Padres 2. I don't know what that means, Sean. I'm not even going to lie to you right now. I have no fat robo-ups. Anyway, if you like what you see, folks, hit that subscribe button. I do appreciate everyone that's chatting today. Very lively chat. It really makes the game a lot more enjoyable, makes the game go faster. And I don't know, it just fills in the gaps of, the silence. And there are times, how it isn't baseball. There's just nothing going on. The batter's taking forever to get in the box. The pitcher's taking forever to pitch. You know how it goes. But today's random game is the Padres and Blue Jays. And who knows what's going to happen tomorrow, as I want to do UFL, but I think I'm actually going to get killed in the ratings, so I'm probably not doing UFL. But we'll see what happens. We shall see. But yeah, if you're a baseball fan, hit that subscribe button. And as mentioned, UFL. If you're a football fan, hit that subscribe button. I'm doing NFL and college football. Once August hits, preseason is pretty much when I'm going to start that. It's going to be, I think, fun. I think we're all going to have a great time as we talk football and call a game. I think I get a lot more into it calling a football game. Yeah, so I think you'll like it. You get to see a little bit of it's a little different not being obviously in the booth watching a live game with the color guy, but I don't know. I think you'd see a little bit more of that passion that it would bring on like a high school Friday night. How do you feel about the Astros? I do not feel great about the Astros. I feel very negative about the Astros, actually. Coffee asking. Sports question. That's kind of shocking. As we come back here to the bottom of the 7th. Looks like Kolek is done. Yuki Matsui is going to be pitching here in the bottom of the 7th. Let's look at Matsui's stats. Already looking pretty good. 2.89 ERA. Pitched a little bit last year, right? Pitched all year last year, duh. 3.73 ERA last year, 2.89 this year. Jack Sawyer Masterclass. Jack Sawyer Masterclass. I don't know what that's referencing, but Jack Sawyer is awesome. That's going to be in there, a called strike. Still can't believe we got him in the 4th round. What a steal. Sadly, it's probably TJ Watt's replacement. Here is the 0-1 to Varsho. That's going to be in the dirt. He swung ball 2. And I'm sorry I didn't even set that for you guys. Varsho is 0 for 2 with an RBI. He had a sacrifice fly in the 4th inning. Batting .210, 7 home runs, 18 RBIs, OPS of 832. Matsui delivers the 0-2. This one's going to be popped up, and that's going to be out of play. So we'll do this again. Jack Sawyer. Man, it's going to be sad when TJ Watt leaves, man. I just know it's happening. They haven't given him a contract. They're not going to want to pay him $40 million a year because of that stupid moron Garrett and getting $40 million after crying about leaving. That's going to be outside ball 1. Myles Garrett can go kick rocks. You ever had Primanti Bros sandwiches? So I actually, I am not from Western PA. I was born in Eastern PA, so I've never actually been to Pittsburgh. Trying to change that possibly in July when I visit some family up there. I might make the trip west, as that one's going to be found back. So no, I have not, but that would be one of the stops I make. As I hear, well, Pittsburghers hate it, but other people like it. So I don't know if Pittsburghers just kind of self-hating on their town. Here's the 1-2, and that's going to be ripped to second. Throws to first for out number 1. I do apologize if you hear like a lawnmower going. I believe lawnmower happening outside right now. No, it's not the wife. I want to make that clear. My wife is not doing my lawn. Made a deal with a friend of mine that was looking for side jobs. I'm like, well, you know what? I don't feel like mowing the lawn anymore. And I don't know how my work schedule is, and I'd like to do this. So it was pretty much the agreement there. Like, hey, yeah, there you go. $50 per lawn, as that one's going to be outside ball. It takes me about 2 hours to mow because I got a push mower, and it's an older model. It sucks. I'm going to feel the same like when Clay Matthews left the Packers. Yeah, that he played for the Rams after that. It was weird. That's going to be in there for a called strike. Jordan has missed less games, even being retired and coming back, than Embiid. Players in NBA are soft now that take too many days off and don't play defense when they do play. Completely agree, and that's kind of why I don't really watch much of the NBA anymore. I watch a little bit of the playoffs, and that's going to be upstairs ball too. But for the most part, yeah, it's a completely different thing when I watch it. When I watched it growing up, I loved watching NBA. I didn't really watch it too much, but when I did, I'm like, this is awesome. I loved, like, it was just a more physical game. Like, a three-pointer was actually, like, rare back then, and it was, like it was a huge shot. 3-1 count here to Barger. Now, if you're coughing, sorry. Yeah, it's all good. Coffee beans, again, not feeling that great. Hopefully she feels better. 3-1 count here Matsui, that's going to be in there called, or two bars, or pardon me, that's in there called strike 3-2 count. It's okay if you're coughing. I'm sure it's fine. Lawn business is emotionally and spiritually satisfying. Yes, it is. It really is. Mowing the lawn is fun. I just hate doing it. That's going to be fouled back. I love how it looks after. Like, I will admire my lawn. Like, after I mow it, and like, man, that looks good. Like, the memes are true. Like a nicely done lawn is fantastic. They're just super soft on defense and mainly looking for offense nowadays. Yeah, I mean, honestly, though, that's describing, as we mentioned earlier about analytics, and here's the 3-2. That's going to be sent to left field on the warning track, and that one is off the wall. And I believe he's going to cruise into second with a double off the top of the wall. Hayward there able to snag it off the bounce and throw it in there, but not before Barger gets on with a double. But yeah, I feel like that's like every sport now. Everyone's all about offense, and that's kind of why the Steelers. I mean, they literally, the NFL is making all these rules for offense, and the Steelers are like, nah, let's still have the highest paid defense. Oh yeah, and that highest paid defense, they're gonna look like crap in the playoffs when we allow 35, 42 points to Patrick Mahomes, Blake Bortles, Lamar Jackson, Tom Brady. It's so, life of a Steelers fan just makes me want to not do great things. All right, Clement here batting .256, one home run on the year. He's 0 for 3 tonight, or in this game, not tonight. Think you should have covered the Pirates game, and did you mow the last two? No, I did not. That's going to be in there called strike. Did not mow. What's up, Trisk? Look at that. Coffee Beans and Trisk having a nice conversation. No, I did not mow. 1-1 count to Clement. Here's the 1-1. That's going to be outside ball 2. I should have, though. I actually said I would. Now that I think about it, I just realized I thought you were talking about my neighbor. My bad. I can probably do that tomorrow, actually, because there's not a baseball game on in early at all. I think all the games happening tomorrow, football and baseball, are at night, as this one is going to be popped up. And it looks like Machado's going to be there to make the catch for out number 2. So, Trisk, I'll be sure to do that tomorrow early, most likely. Oh, no. Well, after. Internet guy is supposed to be here. I'll do it after he leaves. So, runner on second here, 2 outs. That's going to bring up Luke's. He is 0 for 1 with 2 walks. Matsui tasked with trying to keep this a 4-2 ball game. Padres have just been struggling at the plate last few games. That one is swung on and missed, strike 1. I need Ji-Hwan Bae back on the main roster. I like Ji-Hwan Bae. I don't know why. Not exactly. Personal question, Blue Device. Yes, I saw the text. I cannot do anything about it right now. You can mow Saturday. Do not worry about it. I might mow a little bit, though. Here is the 0-1. That's going to be in there called strike. 0-2 count to Luke's as the Blue Jays look to bring in another run, but Matsui, one of the better relievers in the business, especially this year. Here is the 0-2. That's going to be just outside ball 1. 1-2 count. Matsui looking back at Luke's. Luke's again batting .263, OPS of .813. Here's the delivery, and that's going to be inside ball 2. 2-2 count, 2 outs. Runner on second. 4-2 ball game. 2-score ball game. Bottom of the 7th. Matsui sets. Looks back at Barger. And delivers. Ground ball to short. Iglesias throws to first for out number 3. So we head to the top of the 8th. Your score, Blue Jays 4, Padres 2. Padres need something. Padres, again, they haven't scored more than one run. They hadn't scored more than one run in the last 5 games. They had been shut out yesterday and the day prior against the Blue Jays, and they scored 1 run apiece in all of the Mariners games. Today, actually, they're doing better than what they have been. They're doing their best Pittsburgh Pirates impression. And I know that's somewhat disrespectful, but I'm sorry. You know, it's just this is the vibe I'm getting from the offense right now. Only 4 hits. Padres have worked 3 walks, so 7 base runners through 7 innings. They just haven't been able to do anything with it. But again, if you like what you see, folks, hit that subscribe button. Every subscriber helps, and I do appreciate it so much. Padres, Blue Jays is my random game today. Tomorrow, who knows what's going to happen at night. I might be doing a baseball game or the UFL game, unsure. It'll probably be a flip of the coin. I would do 2 games tomorrow, but there's not a game happening, you know, around noon, so that kind of stinks. But also, if you're a football fan, definitely hit that subscribe button, as I'll be doing football in the fall, and I really don't think you'll regret it. I think this is seemingly a pretty decent little community here growing. Has got some consistent chatters now with, you know, Nick, Luis, Draven, Trisk, Sean. They've all been pretty active. Coffee obviously pops in every time, or every now and then. Not every time, but every now and then. She battles a cold. All right, top of the 8th here. Hayward is due up, followed by Tatis and Arias. Would I cover rugby? No. Thank you for the question, though. I would not do rugby. I have no idea what I've watched it, I think, a few times in my life when I'm really down bad for anything sports related, and I don't really understand. You got to put the ball down when you cross the end zone. I don't know. Toss it backwards, right? Very physical game. You got to kick it in between. That's actually very impressive. The kicking is pretty hard. Like, the angles that these guys have to kick it from, the goalposts are skinny, and then they'll be kicking from, like, the far right side or far left side of the field. It's very impressive. Here's the first pitch. That's going to be swung and missed. Strike 1. I believe we have a new pitcher, Yimi Garcia. I know him. He's definitely a really solid pitcher. 3.32 ERA. As that one's going to be fouled back. He's been pitching since 2014, so he's up there in age. 34 years old. 0-2 count to Jason Hayward, again batting 179, OPS of 500. Blue Jays have 4 losses when leading by multiple digit run, or two runs after the 7th inning. It's actually, I don't know. Actually, I didn't see the final stat there. Here's the 0-2, and that's going to be foul tip to Heineman again. Heineman takes another one to the face. Heineman's been taking a beating as he shakes his head. It's never fun. Yeah, I'm sorry. I would not know what I'm calling if I was doing a rugby match. As Heineman again took a shot to the dome. He took one earlier from Tatis. Right there, just. Man, that is brutal. Hit him right there, obviously, without the mask. That guy is cooked. Who is the better Blue Jays pitcher, Jack Morris or David, I guess that's Stieb or Steeb? All right, while we have this little injury timeout, I'll go ahead and check that out real quick. And if you're just tuning in, you're like, what the heck am I doing? That's an injury timeout. What did I just say? All right, Jack Morris. Sean with the nice Blue Jays questions here. All right. As a Blue Jay, looked really good. 198 and 150 as a starter. Here's the... Okay, no, we're just actually warming up here to make sure he can catch. 3.73 ERA. Almost 2,000 strikeouts. Oh, wait, no. That's a Tiger. My bad, guys. So as a Blue Jay, went 21-6 with a 4 ERA. Wow. Must have had a lot of run support. Here's the 0-2. Hayward sends this to center. On the run is the center fielder to make the catch for out number 1. Then he really struggled. It's following year 7-12 with a 6.19. Yeah, that's not good. Jack Morris kind of looks like Dennis Quaid in that picture, which I'm not showing you guys. My bad. I just don't feel like moving that right now. Which is weird because Dennis Quaid played a guy named Morris in one of the movies. Okay, well, if we're just going, I would say it's definitely going to be Stibe. If you're doing career, it might, well, I think it'd still be Stibe. Here's the first pitch to Tatis. Tatis is going to rip this to third. Nice snag. Throws to first for out number 2. 1 pitch, 1 out there for Tatis. I'm going to go with Dave Stibe. Final answer. Run support, never heard. Yeah, right. Never heard of them. Pirates have yet to score more than 5 runs in the last, I believe, 25 games now. 4 runs or less. It's actually pretty bad. I'm telling you, if the Rockies played the Pittsburgh Pirates, the Rockies would win that series, as that's going to be in there called strike to Arias, who's 0 for 3 with the strikeout today, batting .296, 3 home runs, 15 RBIs, OPS of 758. Need Tatis to homer. Ooh, well, too late there. As Arias is going to poke this to left, and that's going to get down. And it looks like Arias is going to jog into second with a 2-out double. Arias bumps into Clement. Clement smiles like, hey, man, what the heck was that? Nah, they're joking around. They're fine. Thanks. That's your... No, wait, no. Cruz odds aren't out, but going to go with O'Neill, Cruz, Torkelson, and J.J. Bleday. That's your okay. Dr. Parlay of the day. Good luck. Yes, Dennis Quaid played Jack Morris in the movie. Dave Stiebe. No, Jack Morris was a reliever. No, the one that Jack Morris, the Jack Morris he did was not the same Jack Morris. As that's going to be down low ball 1. I'll prove it right here, right now. Go ahead and trying to show me up. Trying to show up the doc. Are you kidding me? Wait, I don't know if it was Jack Morris. Jack Morris only pitched a few innings. This one's going to be shallow center, but Clement makes the nice catch. So Machado pops up on 1 pitch. So we head to the bottom of the 8th. Your score, Blue Jays 4, Padres 2. I'm going to look that up. Who did Dennis? What's the rookie based on? Jack Morris does seem like the right guy, but he didn't pitch that long. Jim Morris. Get freaking wrecked. Get freaking wrecked. Jim Morris. This was the guy. I mean, you can't see the face, but, you know. I mean, it does not look like... All right, fine. I'll just go. Just in case you guys actually don't know. Yeah, doesn't look like Dennis Quaid at all. Anyway, yeah, no. Did not pitch much. But, hey, still got to pitch. That's always cool. You know. Always fulfill your dreams, man. It's never too late. Anyway, if you like what you see, hit that subscribe button. I do random baseball games. Today's random game is the Padres and Blue Jays, so hopefully I will see you guys in other games, as again, it's just a pretty chill atmosphere, especially for baseball. As I just call a game, chat about whatever you'd like in the comments. Could be football, could be baseball, could be random players from the 80s and 90s, which I know nothing about, but Sean's keeping me on my toes as far as trying to broaden my range of baseball knowledge, and I appreciate that. Of course, you can, you know, just chat about whatever you like. Again, also, if you're a football fan, definitely hit that subscribe button, as I'm a much bigger football fan, not going to lie to you, and I look forward to calling college and NFL once August hits. You can watch Churchill Downs Day on Peacock. I have no idea what that is. All I was saying about the picture, it was Quaid. Jim Morris washed out early, then came back 2 years. Horse races are also on FanDuel. I'm not going to do horse races. Thank you. We'll look it up. Oh, you're probably talking to Coffee. I got you. Sorry about the Jim Jack mix-up. It's okay, Trisk. I forgive you. All right, Sean Reynolds is going to replace Yuki Matsui. here in the bottom of the 8th, possibly only one more inning. As, you know, we might not see the bottom of the 9th. Reynolds with a 7.5 ERA. He's only pitched in 6 innings this year. Last year pitched in 11 and only allowed 1. This year pitching in 6, allowing 5. So here's the first pitch to Class A. That's going to be down low, ball 1. How did an East Philadelphia guy become a Pirate fan? Well, I was pretty much raised to be a Pirate fan. I was raised to be a Steelers fan. I was raised to be a Pitt fan, as that's going to be in there called strike. So I'm raised that way, and that's how it's going to be. And then, of course, I moved to Texas against my will at the age of 8. So I am a Pennsylvanian to Texas, as that's going to be down low, ball 2. But then again, I go up there, I sound like a country bumpkin to these guys, and I'm just a Texan in Pennsylvania. So that's just, I have no home. But yeah, you can blame my father. And I'm fine with it, of course. As a Steelers fan, I've gotten to see 2 rings. It's been a while, though, as we're just mid now, as that's going to be down low, ball 3. As a Pirates fan, yeah, no, that's nothing but pain. And he raised me to be a Pitt fan, which is as mediocre as they come. And despite him going to Temple, he likes Pitt, as that's going to be in there, called strike 2. But, of course, Temple, they're nothing. Ever. They're rarely anything. Grading papers while listening to the game. Okay, grading papers, Trisk. Nice. Now, is that what Grossi says to you every time you let him know? Here's the 3-2. That's going to be in there for ball 4. Oh, the Blue Jays finally get a call. Of course, this is on the inside part of the plate. Had it been on the outside part, probably rings them up. So, Class A walks, and that's going to bring up Straw. Val Kilmer played Jim Morrison in the Doors. I am not familiar with Jim Morrison or the Doors, I'm not going to lie. Here is the first pitch to Straw. That's going to be swung on and missed, strike 1. 0-1 count. If I were you, I'd join the Evo. And I'm not going to. I'm not a bandwagon. I will not ever join the Dodgers. In fact, I dislike the Dodgers a lot. Here's the 0-1. That's going to be high for ball 1. Checking on the runner at first, but he's going to chill back and slide back in. Jim Morrison is still alive. Again, I have no idea who that is. Life is easy as a Dodgers fan. Eat, sleep, and win. Yeah, just pay to win. Pay to win. Here is the 1-1. Runner goes to second. Not in time. Cronenworth kind of saving it before it goes into the outfield. So Class A steals a base. I mean, I get the pay to win thing, but I mean, I just think $700 million. Well, it's not $700 million, but, they paid Ohtani all that money, obviously, in deferrals. I don't know. It's a little ridiculous. But they really they don't need a salary cap. They just need a salary floor. Like, everyone should be, at this point in time, spending at least $100 million in payroll. That's a given. And Reynolds is going to bunt it. He's going to pop it up, though, and Machado makes a sliding catch in foul territory. So the bunt attempt fails miserably, as Straw is going to pop up with the bunt there. And that's going to bring up Heineman. Tyler Heineman, the former backup catcher for the Pirates a few years ago. 2 for 3 with 2 runs scored. He's batting .404. I'm telling you, if you just want to be successful and you're on the Pirates, leave. Leave now. And you will probably, like Brian Reynolds, probably is like a 30 home run guy, bats .300 when he leaves Pittsburgh. I'm just saying. Here's the first pitch, and Heineman's going to drop the bunt. It's a really good bunt. Throws to first for out number 2. Just got him by a step, but that's going to move Class A to third. Oh, my bad. You guys have been commenting. Oh, my gosh, you guys. I'm very flattered by it. Who are the bigger baseball pimps, Dodgers or the Yankees? Ugh, I don't know. I don't like either. It's talking to Nick. I'm going to stop watching the Mets and move to the White Sox. I want to be on the Pope's good side. There we go. Don't ever say that, doctor. Pimps? Yeah, fair enough. Fair enough. Probably don't need to. That's going to be in there. Strike 1. I don't know. I don't like either one. Dodgers or Yankees. Like, yeah, I don't know. 0-1 count here to Bichette. That's going to be swung on a missed strike 2. (0-2) count to Bichette. It's 2 for 4 on the day with an RBI. Here's the pitch. That's going to be outside, ball 1. Oh, Reynolds leave it. Okay. Reynolds now, dude, he's, I get the feeling that he doesn't want to go to, like, I don't know. I feel like he wouldn't want to go to, like, the crazy big market, but he wants to win. That's going to be upstairs, ball 2. Brian Reynolds may. Okay, all right. I've already tuned you out. As soon as I saw a movie and Brian Reynolds tuned you out, Trisk. 2-2 count. Runner on third. Here's the pitch. That's going to be tapped right in front of the pitcher. Oh, a little trouble with it, but he throws to first for out number 3. So the score is going to remain Blue Jays 4, Padres 2 as we head to the top of the ninth with the Padres their last chance to possibly push this to the bottom of the ninth. Very tough indeed. Padres very likely continue their losing streak and will move to 6 games in a row with the loss. Guys are talking about Top Gun. Yeah, Trisk loves Top Gun. Yeah. Tune me out. That's fine. Again, if you like what you see, folks, hit that subscribe button. This is what I do. I call random baseball games. Today's random game is Padres and Blue Jays. So we have Padres fans here. If you're a Blue Jays fan and you subscribe, let me know about it, and I'll try to work in some Blue Jays games. That's just pretty much how it works. The more you speak, the more, okay, well, you know what? It's random, but I'm going to lean to to the people that have been there just chatting with me. Mets, I've actually done 4 Mets games. It has been a few weeks. I can actually show you right now, just in case you don't believe me. Yesterday doing that, just seeing how that went. Didn't really go that great, especially after the Matthew Stafford comment. But Diamondbacks here, Diamondbacks, Giants there. Obviously, you do Pirates games. You can see the Pirates uniform. Mets, I went through a stretch where I was Mets. And again, Diamondbacks. There's Padres, Giants there. Did a lot of Pirates games at the beginning. Another Mets game. Mets, I guess I've done 5 of those. No, 4. 5. Yeah, I've done 5 Mets games. Jeez, So it might be a Mets channel. But yeah, no, definitely let me know, and hopefully we'll see you in the next one. Again, just random games. It's fun to chat with you guys. You guys are pretty active today, and it's very, very nice. You've seen it earlier. He was on the Stafford. No, I'm not on the Stafford bandwagon. Who went in a fight between Top Gun and Airbud. Airbud all day. Kershaw versus Canning tomorrow. The Mets going to feast on the Dodgers. Oh, some Kershaw slander. Interesting. All right, so Jeff Hoffman's going to come in here and try to close things down to the ninth. Hoffman, the 5.48 ERA, usually decent last few years, but struggling this year, as that's going to be outside ball 1 to Merrill. I probably Top Gun. Top Gun is a good movie, but it's far and away my favorite. But yes, you like Tom Cruise. Yeah, you love Tom Cruise. That's going to be in there. A called strike. No, swinging strike. 1-1. A 1-1 count here to Jackson Merrill. Again, the Padres trying to push this to the bottom of the ninth. Here's the pitch. That's inside. Checked his swing. Did not go. Ball 2. Trevor Hoffman kid, I don't know. He's 32 years old. Jeff Hoffman, probably not. But, I mean, yeah, I did recognize the last name. Here's the 2-1. That's inside. Checked his swing. That's going to be inside ball 3. All right, let's see. Not seeing anything about anything being related to Trevor. That's going to be fouled back. Count moves to 3-2. I'm not seeing any relation, so no, sir. 3-2 count here to Jackson Merrill. It's the Padres again, kind of looking like they're going to continue this losing streak in this pretty poor offensive performance. Here's the pitch. That's going to be a leadoff walk. So the Padres have some life as they have their leadoff base runner here in the top of the ninth. Is Kershaw the best left-handed, blonde-haired Dodger pitcher? Is he blonde? I thought he was brown hair, maybe dirty blonde. Who else are you referencing here? I would not know. I'm going to assume yes, but I really have no idea. Here's the pitch to Sheets, and that's going to be in there, a called strike. Jeff Hoffman about to crap the bed. Well, leadoff walk, it might happen. It may happen here. 0-1 count. Hoffman sets. And delivers. That's outside. Ball 2. I cannot hear the crowd. Do they not have a crowd, Mike? Or is everyone just silent in Toronto? Everyone's just proper. So nice. I guess. Probably not. 1-1 count. Here's the pitch. That's going to be hit to right center field, and that one is gone. Oh, my gosh. Jeff Hoffman just crapped the bed with a 2-run shot. Gavin Sheets ties it up here at the top of the ninth with still nobody out. The ball just kept going. I thought the center fielder was going to get it, but then he started slowing down. I'm like, no way. So just like that, it is now 4-4. And the Padres will bring up Cronenworth. Did you watch Rivas when he played for Pitt? Unfortunately, I did not. I did not watch much. I didn't watch much college back then, as that's going to be in there for a called strike. And then when I did it in Pittsburgh, was never on the TV, sadly, man. I wish I did. 0-1 count to Cronenworth after Sheets just ties it up. 2-home run ball game for him, as that's going to be outside ball 1. Is Kershaw the best pitcher of our lifetime? Well, probably not. Sean, you're probably older, so you've probably seen a lot more pitchers. That's going to be inside ball 2. It was really good, though. Kershaw had a few years in the ones in the modern era. 2-1 count to Cronenworth. Padres tying it up here in the top of the ninth. This one's going to be fouled down the left field line. I had Sheets yesterday for a home run. Of course, he hits 2 today. That's usually how it is. Sean, very happy for the Padres. Some NL West love there. Again, he's a Giants fan. Very proud of his division. Cronenworth asking for time. Looks like some Blue Jays are on the phone. Here's the 2-2. That's going to be hit up the middle. Oh, what a snag by Bichette to get the out. Unlucky. Hard hit to short. As they review that home run, just kind of low, off-speed pitch. Sheets kind of golfed at it, honestly. Nolan Ryan was the best pitcher I ever saw in my lifetime. As for me, I mean, it probably would be Kershaw, honestly, but, I know you guys have seen a lot more. That's going to be in there, called strike to Diaz. He is 0 for 3 with a strikeout. Batting .235, OPS of .663. Here's the 0-1. That's going to be hit foul. Again, the Padres didn't really do much outside of Merrill and Sheets. They each have 2 runs. Merrill reached base 3 of the 4 times. Sheets 2 of the 4 times. Both his hits were home runs. Here's the 0-2 to Diaz. Checked his swing, but that's outside for ball 1. 4-4 ball game here in the top of the ninth. Padres trying to end this losing streak. 1-1 1-2 count. Here's the pitch. That's outside ball 2. 2-2 count. Randy Johnson was better than Kershaw. That's honestly what I thought of. I'm sure there's others too. I guess I don't know how you guys view Clemens or Pedro Martinez. Here's the 2-2. That's upstairs ball 3. Have you ever tried the Big Texas 72-ounce steak challenge? I believe that's in Lubbock. I actually only know about that because I drove through there and I saw the sign. And I'm like, man, that'd be pretty cool to try. But, man, I would not even come close to it. As here's the 3-2. Swung on and missed. He struck him out. No. And I can eat with the best of them. I want to make that pretty clear. But I can now eat my 300-pound friend. I can. I've always, even as when I was in school, I only weighed 160. Playing soccer, tennis. I guess I just high metabolism. I could eat anything. I just out-eat everybody. I'd out-eat in the pizza eating contest, as that's fell back 0-1. But no, I don't think I could do that. That would not happen. That would just be an expensive dish. Here is the 0-1 to Iglesias, and that one's going to be hit right but foul. Here is the 0-2 coming up from Hoffman. He sets and delivers. Swung on a missed. He struck him out. But the Pirates forced this to the bottom of the ninth with the two-run shot by Sheets, just repeating what he did in the second, knocking in Merrill. So 4-4 is your score as we head to the bottom of the ninth. It's Greg Maddux, the best pitcher of the last 50 years. I don't know. That'd be up to you guys to decide there. I know, obviously, he's up there. Nick, of course, says it would be Nolan Ryan, or at least that's who he's seen. And you can go for some Texas Twinkies. Yeah, I don't really like Twinkies anymore, man. They took them away, and then they brought them back, and they weren't the same. I don't know if you guys remember that, but I remember when they took them away. I was working as a manager at a grocery store for many years, and yeah, I was there when that happened, and yeah, I don't know, they changed it. Best pitcher for me is Randy Johnson. A lot of people would say that. Again, if you like what you see, folks, hit that subscribe button. I call Random Games. Today's Random Game is a good one. Padres, Blue Jays. Padres, of course, pushing this to the bottom of the ninth after looking pretty lethargic all day. But yeah, I call Random Games, and if you subscribe, well, you get more of that, obviously. If you're a football fan, definitely hit that subscribe button, as I'm doing football from August, pretty much preseason to college football to the regular season of the NFL. I'll be here all the way. Hopefully I see you guys there. Hopefully we can just have a good time, hang out, watch sports together. Or you watch sports and you can have the game on to your side. That's usually how most people do it anyway. But yeah, I do appreciate you guys, of course. Pretty great chat today. Very happy to see that. 5 of my regulars here, pretty much. Trisk, Sean, Nick, Luis, and Draven. And then, of course, Jonathan's. Metropolis Jonathan's here chatting a little bit. And then there was the other guy. I do apologize. Bruh, moment. Yeah, Ivan Logs. I've seen you before as well. So Jason Adam here to try to hold this to a 4-4 ball game. Dr. Texas Twinkies is a... Oh. Bacon wrapped jalapeno popper. I don't like... And I am Hispanic. I don't like jalapenos. Just saying. Not a fan. Anyway, here's Guerrero. He is up, and that's going to be swung and missed, strike one. Or Guerrero. Trying to get that Hispanic thing. I saw a walk-off. It's possible. I mean, you have some pretty good batters coming here, of course. Berger is 3 for 4 on the day. He's batting third here in the ninth. Here's the 0-1. That's going to be outside ball 1. Adam has been pretty solid this year for the Padres. Hopefully he can continue that for the Padres fans' sake, as he is, again, 1.54 ERA, 4-0 record. And Guerrero hits this to very deep center field, but that is going to be caught on the warning track by Merrill. He gave it a pretty good ride, but alas, nothing doing there for out number 1. He almost did, but just missed it. So that's going to bring up Dalton Varsho. He's 0 for 3 on the day. Does have an RBI, did strike out as well. Batting .206, but has an OPS of 819. So if you're batting .200 and your OPS is 800 something, then you definitely have some power. Here's the pitch. That's going to be sent to left, but that's going to be foul. Maddox in his prime was unhittable. Didn't really get to see much of him. Varsho in his career against Jason Adam is 2 for 3 with the home runs. That's interesting. Here is the 0-1. That's going to be outside, ball 1. 1-1 count to Varsho. Blue Jays trying to win it here in regular innings. You don't want to see this in extras, of course. Padres are dangerous despite the lethargic start, as that's swung on and missed strike 2. I know they've been struggling as of late, but that lineup is lethal. Of course, the Blue Jays have some pretty solid hitters as well. His ball control is ridiculous. He only threw like 8 balls per game. Dang. Here's the 1-2. That's going to be outside, ball 2. Valdez and Maddox, very similar pitching style. I'm not too sure who Fambir Valdez is, but it's interesting. 2-2 count. Here is the pitch. That's going to be ground ball to first. He's going to toss it to Adam, who covers the bag for out number 2. So 2 away here in the bottom of the 9th. That's going to bring up Berger, who is 3 for 4 in this one. Maddox, Smoltz, and Glavine was one of the best pitching staff. Oh, Framber Valdez. I think I may have actually saw him last year in Pittsburgh when I went to the Houston game. I think I don't think he got the win. Yeah, I think I did see him pitch against the Pirates last year. 1-0 count to Barger. Adam sets and delivers. That's down low, ball 2. I think the Phillies had a decent staff for a few years. They had, obviously, Cole Hamels. They had Roy Halladay, Roy Oswalt, and Cliff Lee. I mean, that's pretty darn good. That was just for a few years, though. 2-0 count to Barger. Swung on and missed. Strike 1. Maddox stats. All right, okay, Sean. I'm on my way. 2-1 count. Here's the 2-1. That's going to be right down the middle. Strike 2. Gotta go ahead and keep this over here. I have to go click on a different thing for the ticker. Can't just click the ticker. Hold on 1 second. 2-2 count here. Try to show that. There you go. 2-2 count. It's a Barger. This one's going to be hit hard, but hit foul. All right, let's see what we got here. Yeah, no, he was pretty solid. Look at that. 1.56, 1.63, really good. 355 wins, 5,000 innings pitched, 109 complete games, 3,300 strikeouts. Here's the 2-2. That's inside, ball 3. Cy Young won it 4 years in a row. Those are the only 4 years he won, but that's 92 to 95, just unbeatable. Was a Cy Young finalist a few more times after that. Yeah, no, pretty solid. Here's the 3-2. Barger fouls it off his foot, so he stays alive. That was a good staff as well. Yeah, it was. It was. 3-2 count. Pirates, whenever they went to the playoffs, they had A.J. Burnett, Garrett Cole, and Francisco Liriano. That was a good three guys to have. Here's the 3-2. Obviously, it's not close to those guys. Those guys are all legendary, but, you know, it was good to have them all playing really great at one time. And the other starters weren't too bad. Of course, we had a really good bullpen, too, with Jason Grilli, Mark Melanson, Tony Watson. I mean, even the guys we'd bring in that weren't all that great at the time were still pitching really well. Here's the 3-2. That's going to be chopped foul. So he stays alive. Barger here is staying alive, fighting this off. A lot of fouls here. That was his ninth pitch of that bat. Look at here. Just 4 fouls. All with 2 strikes. 3-2 count. Adam delivers. That's going to be outside. Ball 4. He walks him. Schilling was also a Philly. Yeah, he was. I don't think he was there when all of them were there. Pedro Martinez was a Philly. I know he hated the Yankees. He always pitched on teams that were rivals with the Yankees, Red Sox, Mets, and then Phillies. They went to the World Series against the Yankees. In steps in Clement. He's 0 for 4 on the day. Here's the pitch. That's outside. Ball 1. Auto count here. 4-4 ball game. Barger walked with 2 outs here. So runner on first in the bottom of the 9th. Clement batting .254 OPS of .615. Adam checking on the runner. And delivers. Checked his swing. That's going to be no swing for ball 2. Landed in the zone, but again, the umpire's been kind of the outside part of the plate for both teams has been very inconsistent. Sometimes he'll call it a strike, sometimes he won't. Of course, this is a righty, and that's usually been happening on the left side. Here's the 2-0. That's going to be in the dirt. Did he go? No. Ball 3. Padre dugout doesn't like it. Did he not go? He didn't go. Like, what? That wasn't not even close. That's going to be high. Ball 4. Commentator for the Padres is just like, oh, he definitely went. No, I mean, the bat wasn't even close to breaking the plane. So back-to-back walks here for the Blue Jays with 2 outs. And that's going to bring up Lukes, who's 0 for 2 at 2 walks. And you are going to see a little mound visit here as they're going to try to calm down their really solid reliever. Has been pretty good. But, hey, he's allowed runs before. That's why his ERA is not a 0. He's really good, though. 1 point something, I believe. 1.64 is what we last saw. But we are seeing Suarez warm up in the Padres bullpen. Adam with the 1.5 ERA as of now. Live. That's live. They're just chatting here. Adam Machado, of course, in there as well. Draven, Twinkies are not what they used to be. They are much smaller, not as tasty. Happened to bought some by Tennessee. Well, he's talking about the jalapeno poppers that I'm not a fan of. I'm not a fan of jalapeno poppers. But yeah, Twinkies, not that good. They have changed, and they are for the worse. Doctor, give you a color. What do you mean color? I don't know what that means, but yellow. Adam sets and delivers. That's going to be in there, a called strike. 0-1 count to Lukes. Runners on first and second. A base hit in the outfield. Probably wins this for the Blue Jays. Yeah, I'm not a fan of those either. Lukes hits this to right, but it looks like Tatis is under it and makes the catch for out number 3. So we had the extras. We're heading to extras. I don't know why I just sounded like an idiot. Yep, black and yellow. Heck yeah. As we head to the top of the 10th, your score, Padres 4, Blue Jays 4. So free baseball for you guys. Look at that. It's going to buy some ear gauges, so it's going to have you pick the color. Okay, well, hopefully you like yellow. If you find something that's like black and yellow, that'd be fantastic. Honestly, black. Black would probably be better. Anyway, if you like what you see, folks, if you're not subscribed, hit that subscribe button. I call random games. And this is the random game today, Padres and the Blue Jays. Tomorrow night, still probably going to have to flip a coin for the UFL and baseball. I know I'd probably do more viewership when it comes to the baseball game because I know everybody and their mom is going to be doing the UFL game tomorrow, but we'll see how it goes. But yeah, if you're a football fan, definitely hit that subscribe button as I'm not going to worry about all that stuff come the fall. I'm covering football regardless. Hopefully you can help me get my name out there, and hopefully we all have a good time as I try to imitate a broadcaster. Pretty much what I do. And again, we can chat sports in the comments, chat about whatever you'd like. You can recommend stuff for you to buy. There you go, right there. Draven just did it. So Hayward, Tatis, and Arias. Yes, Hayward is due up. Tatis, Arias, those guys are a combined 1 for 8 with the walk. Arias with the hit, Tatis with the walk. Lockridge is the ghost runner. Once this game is over, can you stay online for post-game chat? Unfortunately, well, I'd have to step out for a second. So I'm probably going to have to pay the guy that's mowing the lawn. I told him I'd be done by 3, but that's okay. But I have to step out for a second, but I can come back for a little bit. I do work very soon. I have to leave here at 4:15. So to get there in time. But yeah, I can stay out for a little bit. Probably wouldn't be too long. But yeah, like I know, Sean, you've been recommending to do double headers. I will be doing double headers, back-to-back games soon as we ramp up to football season, because I will have to start training my voice for the Saturdays and Sundays. As here's the first pitch to Bogarts. As Bogarts is going to pinch hit for Hayward. So that's a really good pinch hitter to have. He's batting .242, OPS of .684. Not exactly what you'd expect, but still a pretty solid bat regardless. 1-0 count. Here's the pitch that's going to be chopped to third. And he's thrown out at first, but he does move the runner to third. So Lockridge moves to third. What grass seed you use to reseed your... I don't have anything like that. No, I don't have anything like that. It's just natural grass. I don't have... No, I'm not really... And I'm not sold on this property being like my home, so I'm not going to try to invest too much. Black would match my other piercings, but yellow would be more... Okay, I got you. There we go. Black and yellow, man. Got to represent. Tatis, 0 for 3 with the walk. Here's the pitch. That's going to be down low, ball 1. But no, I don't have anything special in the lawn. 1-0 count. But yeah, I just not the biggest fan of this place, but it's a blessing though. It's a my father-in-law. He rents out properties, and this was just available, and it's letting us stay here for free. We just got to pay the electric bill and all that stuff, and that's perfectly fine with me. That's a great deal. Here's the 1-0. That's going to be down low, ball 2. So I'm really blessed in that regard. But I do not want to stay here for the foreseeable future. Iglesias to third. Well, you're right. It probably is Iglesias. My bad. It is Iglesias. I'm sorry. That's on me. That is on me. Here's the 2-0. That's going to be in there, a called strike. If the game goes later, can you call if you're... Baby, I don't think so. I hope this game does not go longer than 20 or 30 or more minutes. I hope somebody scores more than the other very soon. Yes. That would benefit me so much. 2-1 count here to Tatis. Looking to bring in that runner at third. That's going to be low in the dirt, ball 3. Heineman doing a really good job behind the plate trying to keep in front. These are a little bit Wild. Trying to get Tatis to chase. Little is your new pitcher, by the way, for the Blue Jays. I don't know if I mentioned that earlier. 1.59 ERA. Really solid. Brendan Little. Last year had a 3.74. This year, solid 1.59. Here's the 3-1. That swung on a missed. On a ball down low. Strike two. 3-2 count. Tatis looking to be a possible hero for the Padres. Here's the 3-2. Swung on a miss. He struck him out. Takes care. Look at Little, just a big breath there. He knew it too. Tatis is a threat, and he nullified it here in the top of the 10th. And that's going to bring up Arias. He's 1 for 4 with a strikeout. Batting .300 on the year. OPS of .770. Lefty-lefty matchup here is going to favor a Little. That's going to be outside ball one. Arias 1 for 4. Did double in that one hit. 3 home runs, 15 RBIs on the year for him. Here's the 1-0. He's taken all the way. Strike one. Arias, a pure contact hitter. In another area, he'd probably be around the 350 mark. I kind of subtract averages or whatnot just because. Arias is going to single. That's going to get through, and that's going to bring home Iglesias. So Arias, the potential hero here for San Diego, as he slaps the first base coach really hard. First base coach did not seem to think that was painless, as he had a reaction there. It's like, ooh, kind of a, anyway, whatever. So 5-4 is your score now. Padres leading. They're weeding. Oh my gosh, they're probably almost done. Doctor, since you don't play online, do you just buy the regular edition of NCAA? Yes, I do. I do not buy any deluxe editions. I do play online. I just don't do like the Ultimate Team. I did the Dynasty. I guess, yeah, if that's what you mean. 0-1 count here to Machado. That's going to be outside ball one. I might have to go. I mean, I'm not going to end the stream if the game's still going, but like during this next break, I might have to go just run outside, give him the money, and say, like, thank you very much. So I do apologize. I know it's going to be kind of annoying. 1-1 count. That's going to be chopped foul. 1-2 count. You do road to the playoffs? No, I did not. I really, honestly, I just focused on Dynasty. Didn't even do a road to glory, and I really wanted to do one. I don't know. Dynasty really took up a lot of my time in the video game aspect of things for the fall. That's going to be outside ball two. And then I guess Black Ops, that took some of my time, and now I'm retired. I only do casual. No more ranked for me. I'm done. Got the diamond, though. Pretty happy with that. 2-2 count. That's going to be chopped down the third base line. Throws to first for out number 3. So the Padres lead 5-4 as we head to the bottom of the 10th. And I'm going to be right back, guys. I know it's kind of terrible. I'm probably going to lose some people here, but I'll be right back. I got to go pay him real quick. I'll be back. Don't worry. Don't worry.
Holy crap. Okay. I probably lost 1 million people here.
All right. Robert Suarez is... That was tough, man. That was so tough. I had one road to glory list Clemson. We didn't do Jack and transfer to Pitt, and we started dominating. Okay, there we go. Who was the better catcher? Santiago. Irod, for sure. What's going on outside? Okay. Mow the lawn. Trisk. Okay. Class A. I'm sorry, I was sprinting. 1 for 2. 2 walks. Luke's is at second. Trisk, he found a Browns fan. He had to pay him to leave. I'd probably start a fight. Ground ball. And that's going to get through. Around third. Heading for home is Lucas, and he's going to score. So Toronto, with 1 pitch, ties it up in the bottom of the 10th. Wow, unbelievable. The Blue Jays, just like that, tie it up. So that's going to bring up Straw, who's 0 for 4. But with a great opportunity here to win it. No, Straw is actually going to make way for George Springer. Springer has batting .264, OPS of .832. Yeah, to go beat up a Browns fan. He was on my property. I had to remind him that he's never seen his team do anything in his lifetime. He started crying. Here's the first pitch. That's going to be in a swing and a miss. Strike 1. 0-1 count to Springer. Pinch hitting for Straw. Suarez looks over. And they're going to check on the runner, and that's going to be not in time. He is good to go. Hold on 1 second. Seeing some stuff. Okay. Oh, no, indeed. Here's the 0-1. That's going to be hit to center, but it looks like that's going to find a glove, and it does. Merrill makes the catch for out number 1. And that's going to bring up Tyler Heineman. He's 2 for 4. Average, batting average of .396 on the year, OPS of .954. But we're not going to have Heineman because they're pinch hitting. Alejandro Kirk. Alejandro Kirk is coming up. He's the main catcher. Batting .277, OPS of .682, which is interesting. Again, Heineman has had a really good game. George Soros. Why would I say George Soros? I can't think about that. I don't know who George Soros is. I mean, I know who George Soros is. Terrible person. Yeah. I don't know what in the reference of this one. Oh, what count here is that one's right down the middle. That's going to be swung on a miss, strike 2. George Springer. I'm assuming that's what it is now. 0-2 count. Runner on first, bottom of the 10th. I would love this game to end soon, as it's looking more like I might not be able to stay on again after. But again, I will be working on that, as I'll have to do multiple games a day to get that voice used to it. Here's the 0-2. This one's going to be fought off foul. 0-2 count. Bottom of the 10th, 5-5 is your score. Suarez delivers. That's going to be hit foul. Oh, and 2 count. Suarez sets and delivers. This is going to be hit to left, and that's going to get down. So that's going to put runners at first and second with just one out. So the pinch hitter does what he needs to do, and that's going to bring up Bichette, who is 2 for 5 on the day, batting .290, OPS of 755, assuming they don't pinch hit for him because I've been wrong in the last 2 batters. All right, now he is coming up to the plate, 2 for 5. Here's the pitch. Bichette checks his swing, does not go. Ball 1. Doctor, for your job, do you only call baseball games, or do you all year around for sports? I have called a basketball game, and then another job I call high school football games. Here's the 1-0. That's going to be in there called strike. So yeah, I have the little company, not really company, just this guy that does high school football games for around this area, and I'm in charge of doing the local high school. And then for the radio, yeah, I'm like the backup sports guy, so wherever I'm needed. That's going to be inside, ball 2. Almost hit him. Ball 2. So, yeah, like if there's 2 games going on in one day, like baseball and softball, I'll just do whatever the less popular one is, I guess. And I don't mind that, you know. Do I believe I'm better? Yes, but, you know, I just got to wait. I mean, I just literally got there, so I got to wait my turn. Here's the 2-1, as this one's going to be hit foul. But yeah, I have called a basketball game, and then a baseball, softball, and then, of course, football. I've done that. Football's my favorite. It's not even close, really. It is fun to do the other ones, but the radio station, he doesn't like 2 people doing it. He only likes... Here's the 2-2. That's going to be in there, called strike. Bichette was taken all the way, I guess. Didn't even pick up the bat off his shoulder. So 2 outs here. But he doesn't like having a color guy, which, I don't know. I don't like that because in baseball, it can be, again, you need somebody there, like, lighten the mood. Because especially if it's like, you know, 1-0, like, terrible game, it can be pretty boring. I try to keep it loose. There's only so much I can say. As that one's going to be in there, a called strike to Guerrero. Guerrero doesn't like that call, but it looked good according to that. 0-1 count to Guerrero. Here's the pitch. That's going to be in there, a called strike. Guerrero doesn't like that either, but that one seemed fine to me. 0-2 count. Suarez, shake it off signs, and sets, and delivers. Guerrero pops it up, and he turns to the umpire immediately, and that one's going to be caught for out number 3. Guerrero pointing at the pitcher. Maybe not giving him enough time there. Guerrero does not seem happy, so we're going to head to the top of the 11th. Your score 5-5. Oh, man. Again, if you are not subscribed, hit that subscribe button. I do random games, today's random game, Padres and Blue Jays. And again, if you're a football fan, definitely hit that subscribe button, as I'll be doing football pretty much all the way till the Super Bowl. I mean, there's really no other way to really describe that. I mean, I do love football. How do I get into it? So let's see. At the time last year, I all started this last year, August. My first time I called a game. I heard there was going to be an opening. Actually, he was a friend of mine. He said he was going to step away from the football games. And again, this is like the little company. I don't get paid too much. I get paid $50 a game to do it. It's pretty cool, but so he said he was going to not do that. So I'm like, I hit him up and say, hey, can you give me the contact information? I'd love to talk to the owner or whatever. The owner says, yeah, that's fine. Yeah, so you can go ahead and do it. So I got into that, so every Friday I do that. As far as the radio, I had been like fully unemployed at that point, and like I had like I don't know, nothing. Nobody was hiring. Like it was ridiculous. This area of Texas is the poorest in the state, I swear, or one of the poorest, and no one was hiring. So I kind of just shot my shot. I've always been like, hey, it would be really cool to be a broadcaster and all that, but so I sent the owner of that radio station an email. And he said, well, we don't really have anything, but come talk to me in the morning. And then, like, I went, and he said, well, we don't really have anything official, but if you're willing to just help out with, like, manual labor and stuff like that, we'll bring you in. And if you do a good job at that, we'll see what happens. So, you know, it's just pretty much at the radio station, just literally doing crazy things, helping him fix things, which, I mean, I didn't know how to do anything like that. But yeah, you know, I just eventually got hired on there, and now I produce commercials and get a little bit of airtime, not much, but yeah, it's pretty fun. Hopefully it leads to something else, because that radio station isn't necessarily what I want to do. They don't really do much sports. As here's the pitch that's in there called strike. Like, we obviously do sports, but like it's rare when we do. Like, I want to do like my own sports show and go to a place where it's all focused on sports. Here is the 0-1. That's going to be swung to miss strike 2. Cancel your appointment. This game's going to last you another 2 hours. You got the broadcaster voice. Yeah, well, thank you. I try. I mean, this is fake. This is not my real voice. Longest game ever. Yes, it is. Well, not quite, as this one's going to be chopped foul. I actually did. This was last week. The high school baseball team that we're covering. Again, it's only supposed to be 7 innings, but it went 8 innings, and it was 3 hours and 45 minutes. 8 innings, and that was fun. It was like 12-11. It was actually a great game, as Merrill's going to send this to center on the warning track, makes the catch, but I imagine we're seeing Machado. He's going to tag up, so that's going to move Machado to third. So, yeah, I just literally, this is a fake voice. This is an imitation of somebody I've heard. I don't know who that would be. You better call in 6 so you can finish the game. No. What's up, boss man? I made that 300 back from my loss the other day. Good stuff, Nathaniel. Good stuff. If the Steelers win a playoff game, you should do the one chip challenge on stream. Get over 8.5 this game to get 500. Good stuff, Nathaniel. But as far as the one chip challenge, no, I will not be doing that. That's going to be in there, a called strike. I would, I'm probably going to send out like a poll, because I understand this is primarily sports, and I enjoy doing this. But there are some times where, like tomorrow, for instance, here's the 0-1 to Sheets. That's going to be down low ball 1. Like, and I really don't want to lose subscribers. Like, I know it seems like I don't want to cater to like what I do want to cater what you guys have to say, but I don't want to like obey. But like, I don't want to be fearful of what you guys may do. As here's the 1-1. That's in the dirt ball too. But like, when there's no sporting events, I've been thinking about possibly live streaming, like just hanging out and like me playing video games, and like usually it would be a sports video game most likely. But I don't know if that'd be okay or not. I don't want people to like, oh, well, he's just using this for video games. No, it's not it. Not it at all. It would just be something to fill in some time if I got nothing going on that day. I might do a poll. Here's the 2-1, and Sheets is going to hit this to center. That's going to drop, and I believe Machado is just going to slowly. He's just now crossing the plate. So Sheets strikes again. 3 for 5 now with 5 RBIs. I mean, what a day for Sheets. You might see a card on MLB The Show now for him. You also need under 11.5. Well, that is unfortunate, so it has to end this way. Do it. I don't know. We'll see. I appreciate you guys. I know you guys are probably going to be very supportive, but I don't know. I don't want to... Because in order to get some money from this, I need to hit a certain amount of subscribers, as the 0-1 is going to be low for ball 1. 500 won't really get me much. 1,000, I am eligible for some money there. But I also have to make sure I hit a certain hours goal within 365 days. And that's why the February date is so huge, as that's going to be fouled strike 2. December is when 1,000 hours will cut off, because apparently I did really well in like Asia. It's going to sound really weird, but apparently some Asians left my 3-hour-long college football videos on, and 1,000 hours will drop off sometime in December. So that's really weird. But February is when I really started doing this broadcasting thing. This is now 2-2 to Cronenworth. So Donkey Kong, DK Donkey Kong. Yeah, go Padres. So I don't know. We'll see. I'll throw up a poll, and here's the pitch. That's going to be fouled back. I am looking at that time, and yeah, it is a little scary. Hopefully, I don't. I might have to let them know I'm going to be late, which is probably fine. 2-2 count here. Little still out there. Delivers the 2-2. That's going to be sliced foul. Runner on first. Cronenworth is 0 for 2, but he's walked twice. Batting .243 on the season. OPS of .833. Diaz is on deck. Little sets, looks over at first and delivers. That's going to be chopped foul. Do you like Machado's hustle? I mean, he was going to score regardless, but I mean, he definitely took his time crossing the plate. I don't think I'd ever tell him to his face, though, because he is definitely a hothead. Here is the 2-2. That's going to be down low, ball 3. 3-2 count here to Cronenworth. Sheets on at first. Padres looking to add some more, of course. If there's one more scored, then Nathaniel is done again with the bets. Just again, not really the greatest decision to let your bets be known to this chat. It is cursed. Here's the 3-2. That's going to be chopped foul. I think Nathaniel did break the streak, but I'm just saying, it's rare. It is rare when it happens. Three and two count. Little sets. And delivers. That's going to be hit to left, but it's right at the left fielder for out number 2. So Sheets will retreat to first. And that's going to bring up Diaz. And looks like we're going to have another pitching change. So that's going to just eat up some more time here, as I'm going to sweat it out, I'm pretty sure, as far as getting to work on time. This pretty much means as soon as the game is over, I'm going to be like, yeah, goodbye, I'll see you later, and then I'm gone. So pitching change here. Padres leading 6-5 as we are still in the top of the 11th. Again, if you like what you see, folks, hit that subscribe button. I call a bunch of random baseball games. Today's random game is Padres and Blue Jays. Tomorrow, unsure what I'll be doing, if it's UFL or baseball, but definitely will be on in the evening. And again, if you're a football fan, for sure hit that subscribe button, as I'll be doing football games from the preseason all the way till the Super Bowl. You need another out and some more. I don't know, the Blue Jays, I mean, it's so easy to score in extras with that runner on second. So we'll see. We'll see how this goes. But again, I do thank everyone for stopping by today. It's a pretty good game. Pretty good game, honestly. Padres scoring some runs for a change. They had scored 3 runs combined in their last 5. Today, 6. As the Blue Jays are looking to hold this 6-5 deficit into the 11th, bottom of the 11th. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know what else to say. I'm just here now. I don't know what else to say. I'm sorry, guys. I'm out of words. It's been a long game. 3 hours, and I don't know how long the stream's been. Probably 3 hours and 20-something minutes. If I have time at work, Again, I'm pretty sure you guys are football fans as well, but I'm doing this. This is every game I printed off, all 18 weeks, I'll be sneaking some time in to start doing those predictions. And I do it that way because I've just been accurate. I take pride in how accurate I've been the last few years at doing this. All right, here's Diaz, runner on first. That's going to be upstairs, ball one. Like, I could just randomly, I think this team's going to go 9-8. Well, then you obviously will probably mess up on the wins and losses. You'll probably have way more wins or way more losses total. And then, of course, you get to see week to week who they play, and you can kind of see, this is a 3-game road trip. They'll probably be feeling tired. Here's the 1-0, and that's going to be fouled down the right field line. But, yeah, I've been very accurate. I'm not going to say I'm the GOAT at it, but I haven't really seen many predictions that are better than mine. I usually do pretty well. 1-1 count to Diaz, runner on first. This is Fisher, by the way, pitching as he gets Diaz to pop up, shallow center field. And that is the catch for out number 3 as we head to the bottom of the 11th. Padres 6, Blue Jays 5. Fred McGriff, the best Blue Jay ever. I can probably look at WAR or something like that. Blue Jays. All right, so according to this, the best Blue Jay is going to be Steve, Holiday, Batista, Fernandez, Carlos Delgado. I think of him as a Met, but yeah, he did start there. Not seeing your guy on here unless I just passed him up. Fred McGriff. Apparently he is number 22, Sean, so I'm sorry. I would say no, according to this. Of course, WAR isn't everything. Greatest Blue Jay ever, according to Baseball References, Dave, Steve, and then followed by Roy Halladay and Jose Batista. Again, if you like what you see, folks, hit that subscribe button. That's what I do. I call random games. Today's game is Padres and Blue Jays. And this might be the last time I'm going to annoy you with this, but yeah, hit that subscribe button. Really, I do appreciate it. Helping out a small channel like me, I really am thankful for everyone that does. Even if you don't, just the view's great. But again, if we cross paths in another video, you definitely have to subscribe. I mean, it's fate. You might as well. It doesn't cost you a thing, I made it pretty affordable. $0. So, yeah. As looks like Dalton Varsho will be leading off here in the bottom of the 11th. As Nathaniel has, how much did you say you put $500 on this game? Nathaniel? Or might be confusing. Nathaniel has a bet on this game. It can't go over 11.5. So, this is tough. So, Jeremiah Estrada. Estrada is going to be pitching here for the Padres. 2.49 ERA. First base. Oh, you did say first base. I'm sorry. To be honest, I wouldn't know. Well, Carlos Delgado was a first baseman, right? Yeah. I'm going to have to say it would be Carlos Delgado. All right, we're back here. Estrada sets, looks back at Guerrero at second, and delivers. That's going to be low for ball one. 200 for the under to win 500. Okay, you already won 500 from this game. Okay, I gotcha. 1-0 count to Varsho. And that's going to be hit. That's going to be fair. Oh, the over is going to hit as Guerrero's going to score. Nathaniel. Oh, no, he's running to third, and he's going to get into third. Varsho with a leadoff triple in the bottom of the 11th, and Estrada can't believe it. The Blue Jays arena, the Rogers Center, has just been quiet. This is the first time I've actually heard them. Oh my goodness. Right over the bag. It takes a Blue Jay bounce, just kept rolling and rolling away from Tatis. So just like that, a runner on third with nobody out. Barger's actually going to be intentionally walked because he has been killing the Padres today. He was 3 for 4 with a walk to that point. Now he's 2 walks, and that's going to bring up Clement, who is 0 for 4 with a walk, batting .254, OPS of .620. Again, we do have a mound visit here, so unable to call anything. I am very sorry about that. Yep, all good. I am very sorry, man. And then Timothy typed something, but I did not see it, so it's okay. Oh, man, what a game. Again, it's been a pretty solid game. Of course, there's this thing where I might be late for work and may lose my job today because of you guys. So if you're willing to cut me some slack and offer me that subscribe, it's a free subscription. It's definitely worth it. Money or free, I don't know. I mean, I'm willing to choose you guys here. Hopefully you're willing to do me a solid there. Again, I'll be doing football in the fall, so be sure to check me out then as well. All right, runners on first and third here. Estrada facing Clement. Here's the pitch. That's going to be popped up, but that's getting out of play. A base hit in the outfield will get home a run. A deep fly ball in the outfield should get home the winning run. Blue Jays not going down with the fight. Yeah, I would not say that as Blue Jays get to work. Yeah, I'm going to be fine, Trisk. Fly ball to right. Tatis is going to throw home. Oh, my gosh, what a rocket. And that froze the guy at third. He ran back. Tatis with a cannon may have just saved the game for the Padres. I'm not getting fired, guys. I was just building it up so you guys would subscribe. But, hey, subscribe if you think I do a decent job. I'd appreciate it. Again, every subscriber helps. It really does. Every view, every like. Actually, I don't really know what the likes do. I don't really understand that. But maybe it circulates and makes me more popular. I don't know. I've seen some dislikes on my videos, too. I'm going to find you guys. Here's the first pitch. That's going to be in there, a cold strike. Probably a troll. I subscribed since the doctor agreed to call Guardians the Indians the rest of the game. Year. Yeah, I have said Guardians. I'm not going to lie. But, yeah, Indians. It is the Cleveland Indians and Washington Redskins. We do appreciate those names, and we do like them a lot, as that one's going to be outside ball one. This is Luke's. He is 0 for 3 with 2 walks on the year. Comedy. Yeah. I'm just saying, the Redskins, it is a top-tier logo, and they had top-tier uniforms. We talked about that earlier. So unfortunate. Here is the 1-1. Swung on and missed. Strike 2. I am pulling for, I understand we have Padres fans here in the chat, but like for the Toronto Blue Jays to push across a run here. Just so this game can be over. Well, plenty of time. Again, I have to leave ideally by 4:15. I could probably ask for a little bit of leniency as that one's fouled back. 1-2. So I'm good. It's 3:38, by the way, if you're wondering. Well, this guy is Pirates fan. Eastern time zone. No, I live in Texas. Forcefully moved. Can blame my father for that. 8 years old, I had no chance to voice my opinion. 1-2 count here to Luke's. Here's the pitch. That's going to be high. Checked his swing. Did not go. Heck of a game so far. 6-6. Runners on the corners with 1 out. Estrada sets and delivers. That's high for ball 3. Three-two count. Apparently I've gotten a lot of my views in the last few innings because we were stuck at 50 or 60 total views, and then all of a sudden we're total views 185. Really cool. Really cool stuff. Thank you guys again for choosing me. Here's the 3-2. Ground ball to short, and that's going to get through. And that is going to be the ball game as the Padres get swept by the Blue Jays. in 3 games, and they will extend their losing streak to 6. So I'll go ahead and refresh this. I don't know if it's going to update immediately, but the Padres are now going to fall. Okay, wow, what the heck? They're going to fall 27 and 20. They're going to be 27 and 21, 6-game losing streak, whereas the Blue Jays find themselves above 500 for the first time in a while, as they'll move to 25 and 24. Longest game, I think, all season. Well, it might be. I don't know. I think that the Diamondbacks-Cubs game, the 14-12, that one was long. I'd have to check. It's all the Lions fans hitting the dislike button. Yeah, no, Lions fans hate me. Oh, man, that's fair enough. Me and Detroit just aren't meant to get along, I guess. But thank you, guys. Thank you for the great call. Hey, you're welcome, man. Hopefully, I know you're subscribed, but hopefully if you're not subscribed, I earned that subscription. I do appreciate it. It really does mean a lot to me. Hopefully I'll see you guys in the next one, which is tomorrow. Unsure what I'm doing, UFL or baseball. Leave a comment after the video and let me know, hey, I want you to do this one or that one. I don't really know. It doesn't really. I might do a poll. How about that? Subscribe. Go ahead and answer the poll later. I have 2 polls actually coming up for you guys. But I'll see you guys later. Y'all have a great day. Thank you guys for the comments. Thank you for hanging out with me and chatting sports. I'll see you tomorrow. Y'all have a great day. You should get time. Yeah, you're welcome. You're welcome. You're welcome, man. All right, y'all take care.